lovely people of the internet! 'Tis I, Ophelia Hartwig, aka Savage Minnow, here with Savage Mama.
Hi.
Today,
I say good morning, but it might not be morning.
for a lot of people it's afternoon, yeah.
Or if you watch it later.
Yeah.
So howdy.
Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy.
I did do a little bit of a surprise stream today. Savage Mama doesn't know what we're making, but she can see it on her screen now.
I can because I had. Wow. Because I had to sneak.
I made her sneak
walk. Yeah.
I made her put blinders on to go to the sunroom.
Yeah. That's what I had to do. I had to go through the kitchen. Well, not blindfolded. I was.
She showed up at a time that I was not expecting, which it was a good thing. I just wasn't quite expecting you just yet, but that's okay.
I don't even know what that is.
Chicken fricassee.
Yeah.
But we're vegetarian.
Right.
So it's not chicken, it's a soy product. But
and I don't know what it is if it was chicken fricassee.
oh, okay.
I don't know what the original is.
Well, we are doing a recipe that was actually sent to me by MathPig, except for not following that recipe at all.
So thank you.
But thank you, MathPig.
Yeah.
Everybody go follow MathPig.
I would not think that would be something you could do in a toaster oven.
So typically you do,
you'll
do it in cast iron is the traditional way that it's done. So you do the sauce and everything in the skillet, and then you add everything back to the skillet and then put it in the oven.
Wow. Okay.
I don't have a cast iron, and we don't have an actual oven or a stove out here, but I did a little bit of prep work.
I did not. She did.
Actually, you did too, though. You cut the onion for me. She did. You guys know, my dexterity isn't great, so it was good.
And I said, you may take anything out of the cabinets or the pantry.
Yes, I did raid her pantry as well. I'm gonna I think I
really
moved this
did
a little
nothing.
bit too far.
I really did nothing. And I have to be quiet because I'm noisy. I have a habit of being noisy.
That's okay.
With little things.
Yeah, it just picks up a lot on that microphone.
Mm.
But one thing that I was thinking about possibly spending my birthday money on was, and this is you're gonna laugh, but I was thinking about buying a couple of 50-foot USB extension cables and just straight up running my regular webcam and microphone into here.
50 foot?
Yeah, to run it all the way from the office.
Wowzers.
Here. I think actually I could do it with 30 foot, but 30-foot extension cords are not that much cost difference than 50 foot, and then I would have a little bit more to work with.
Wow, I didn't know there were 50 foot.
There are.
They work properly? Because isn't the longer it goes, the
That's why I wanted to do
worse.
both the webcam and the microphone on the same length, so that if there is a delay, it's the same delay.
Oh, I didn't even think about delay. I did notice delay though the other day as in last night, when two people in the house were on Zoom on different levels. So there was no interference, but I could hear the delay.
That's weird. One had a better connection than maybe one had a wired connection.
It was my voice on the other one. Is there just a normal there's just a normal delay.
Yeah.
So it was my own voice. I was hearing.
Oh, okay. That was just, yeah. That was probably kind of annoying for the other people on the stream if they...
Because what?
Oh, but they weren't hearing you in the background. They were just hearing the two of you separately. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a delay, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a 20-second delay on this.
I've noticed that.
Partly because
Look at it.
Partly because whenever I do Timberland streams and stuff, that way I can delete freaking comments before they pop up on the screen.
Oh. So we could change it? It's set to 20?
20 seconds, yeah, you can do a 10-second delay. I have not messed with it because I feel like if you, I know for Wifey's, she did a 10-second delay and there were sometimes issues with it, so she actually went back to a 20-second delay so that it wouldn't, sometimes it does that, almost like how a CD skips,
Oh, I remember that.
it does kind of like that.
I remember an album skipped.
Albums did that too. I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh my It was just over and over and over and over.
That's how CDs are. So it's the same as like a CD?
I don't remember CD skipping, to be honest. I thought a CD skipped and just went forward.
No, it'll like...
Repeat, 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 repeat. Yeah, that's what a
And then sometimes
LP would do.
there are comments.
Oh.
You can read them there.
I can do that now?
Yeah, if you want.
Good morning! Good morning, hello!
The camera's still up here.
But I have to read over there!
She's still figuring it out, guys. Give her some slack.
Well, they can hear me if I'm saying hello, look in the other direction.
What did they say? I haven't read them.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, nice.
So I said, hello, good morning. But you're right, I didn't look into the camera. I looked over there, but...
Oh, it's Simon and Bunny. Hi,
Oh,
guys.
Simon and Bunny. Well, between that and the delay, I get a little... It's a little confusing. And I've never had this over here before.
Yeah, she's new to having the chat herself, so that's kind of cool.
And the little picture. But I'm not going to look at the picture. But I do have the chat there now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see how I do with it.
Now, Simon also has a cooking stream that he does.
Really?
Actually, is it a cooking show or a cooking stream? I can't remember if it's
What's the
pre-recorded or... A stream is not pre-recorded. It's live, like this.
Okay. It's that same call again.
She needs to take a call really quick.
No, I'm not. It's a business call and it's the third time. And I don't know why they wouldn't leave a message.
So why can't you leave a message?
I mean, he should know how to. He's left messages. He's a professional.
Usually that's how that works, yeah.
Maybe there's something wrong and he's not able to leave a message. So that he keeps calling back.
Maybe. I don't know. No clue. So should I bring in ingredients?
Please.
We're actually gonna have to.
That is just amazing. This does not seem like a... What do you call this thing? What do you call this?
It's a toaster oven.
Toaster oven. Toaster oven. Does not seem like a toaster oven thing. Oh my gosh, that looks like chicken.
It does look like chicken. And now, okay, the original recipe called for, I should be clear, it called for chicken tenders and then panko breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
That was what I was looking in your cabinet to see if you had last night.
And I didn't?
No, I did not find any.
Okay.
But also, weird, ironic thing, when I went this morning to go buy where I had seen they had like regular grilled chicken cutlets that were fake chicken,
They already had...
they were
Ordered ones.
gone.
Oh.
They were gone. And I'm like, we live in the sticks. Who freaking bought out the fake chicken cutlets?
Yeah.
Maybe they aren't. Maybe they didn't sell and they're not carrying them anymore. I don't know. But these are already breaded, and I was like, fine, screw it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to shut my fridge.
Oh my. Well.
And then I was gonna have you do this before stream, but then we got distracted.
Stuff happens. Stuff happens. Life happens. Things go on. Okay, so we have the chicken. It's fake chicken. So I'm gonna say it's a tofu-ish.
It's a soy product.
Soy product. Besides looking chickeny, it looks good. Did you?
I grilled it.
It looks cooked.
All right,
It looks browned.
I sauteed it in the skillet. Yeah,
It
browned
looks
it.
browned and good.
I followed the instructions for what it said to do to the chicken.
Wow. With the what do they call it? Fake chicken? What do they call it? Substitute.
Chicken substitute.
Chicken substitute.
Chicken substitute.
I bought some
We've got some more comments.
burger substitutes this week. But not for me, because I got the ones that taste like burger. I don't like that.
I don't like the ones that really taste like burger.
I believe these do, but they're not for me. I love that Bunny Mara. All the secret vegetarians bought them. Yeah, they're like, well, I eat meat. I eat meat, I kill meat.
It's actually meat.
I eat real meat. Vegetarians are not real.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They would be, you're right, they would be so secret around here.
They would be. They would be.
Yeah. Because we're
So-
vegetarian. And they don't understand. It's like,
not really that complicated.
Yeah, but it's
It's complicated for some people.
Yeah, like what? I don't understand. Well, here, there's things that you eat, and there's things you don't eat, and so you just take the meat from the one list to the other list, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like maybe you don't eat, I don't know, spinach. Maybe you don't eat watermelon for whatever reason.
People don't eat oysters.
Yes.
I also don't eat oysters, but
yeah. Okay. So you made that.
this is it said to make a white sauce. I did take a couple of shortcuts on the white sauce, i.e. I did use a can of mushroom soup concentrate, as well as whipping cream, flour,
Wow.
sauteed onions. I started with the sauteed onions.
Wow.
And I realize now that I should have done the carrots at the time, but I had to go get carrots this morning, and I did this part last night.
The carrots look yum.
Well, what I should have done was sauteed the onions,
Yes.
added the carrots,
Yes.
and then made the sauce in with the carrots, but that didn't happen. But then I added, like I said, the concentrate, whipping cream, and flour. And then the one recipe said to add brown sugar, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
That doesn't seem right.
So
I mean,
didn't
no
do
offense
that.
to
I didn't
whoever.
do it.
But maybe we'll find out. But you saute the onions first. So maybe that, because to me, onions, the people that cook can help me with this. Onions to me have that sharpness. And so when you saute them, to me, it takes that sharpness out, but it gives it depth. So maybe, since they weren't, maybe that's what the brown sugar was supposed to do?
Maybe.
Because the onions...
Because you were supposed to put it in when you were sauteing vegetables.
Okay.
You were supposed to put in flour and brown sugar.
Oh, so maybe like a little, a roux.
Yes. Yeah, it's very similar to making a roux.
Okay.
That's what I was reading this and I was like, I think I'm making a roux here.
It's been a long time since I made a roux. But yes, I believe. I used to cook.
This is the height of my cooking. But yeah, it says kosher dill. It's not kosher dill. It's just sauce that I made. Which, she gave me half an onion, and I already had like a whole can of concentrate, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to make a whole jar of this shit.
Wow.
We're not going to use this whole jar. I only made one carrot.
So our proportions could be a little off, but...
No, we're not using
No.
this whole jar.
Yeah, no. I understand. And then you've got it for later.
Yes.
Cooks do that. They make extra
Yeah.
for later.
Yeah.
While they're making it, they make more for later. While they're chopping, they chop more for later. I used to do that. Not with the sauce, so much with the chopping. You're chopping, go ahead and chop.
Yeah.
You know when I brought you those burritos out of
I'm
the
going to go ahead and start on this.
freezer that are deceased? But
Yeah.
there was also chopped avocado, because I went through a spell where I was freezing avocado, and then I forgot that I went through that spell. So I've frozen chopped avocado.
Oh, maybe we should start with the carrots. Throw the carrots in here.
Okay, I'm gonna throw the carrots.
Just
You
throw
heard-
them in there.
You heard it. Throw them.
And then I'm
They're
going to
thrown.
get a utensil for some peas.
There's peas too.
I need peas and carrots.
Okay.
I already had the canned peas though, so I wasn't gonna like go out and buy like frozen peas or fresh peas because I am one of those people who likes canned peas. I'm a freaking weirdo. Get over it.
I'm trying.
Doesn't that look good though? Peas and carrots and chicken stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I don't. I'm not a big eater in the morning, and this seems like
I know we always eat like 2 bites. I'm only making 2 servings because like that's what fits into the dish is 2 servings.
But this seems like a more of a heavier meal than what we usually make in the morning.
Yeah, but Matt Pig gave me a challenge, and God damn it.
The challenge was to make chicken fricassee in the toaster oven.
Yep.
Okay. You were. Thank you. We talked about a challenge show.
Yeah.
So this is a challenge. Vegetarian chicken fricassee in a toaster oven. That's a challenge. So thank you for that. I did not know about this till this morning. But I knew she was on a mission last night. There's some secret ingredient that I didn't know what it was. And some herbs. And
Oh yeah, there's herbs over
onion
there to
and
add.
garlic. Oh, we need to add those? They're not in there already?
Actually, they're already all in the sauce.
So should I show them?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have.
A lot of black pepper is probably like the heaviest one that I did. I did black pepper on the onions. I did black pepper on the carrots.
You were just feeling it.
I was feeling the black pepper.
Okay, so we got that. Then we got
Oregano. I did steal a little bit of oregano. That's yours. I stole that from your house.
stealing. I believe there was some fresh out on the patio.
Oops.
The deck.
Should have grabbed the fresh. A little bit of basil. Oh, that one's the lemon pepper. I only did like a little bit of the lemon pepper.
Didn't we use this on the
Caprese.
salad?
Caprese.
And it was very good.
No, I'm saying it wrong. Dang it.
Caprese.
Caprese.
I've got it. I'm gonna check on that. And then basil,
Mhm.
which usually are fresh. I don't now, so
Well, that's yeah.
wasn't that a good year for my little herbs?
It's been a bad year for corn too. Like I was reading. Okay, I read the agricultural
Good job, you.
newspapers, and they were saying that this year corn's really late.
Really?
And there are people who are like worried that like because we have if you're not familiar, like there's kind of like a rotation basically that they do corn for several years and then they switch to beans.
Oh,
because
for
of
years?
I think it's like a 3-year thing.
Oh, because the one takes something out of the soil and the other.
The nitrogen.
Yes. I do remember that. I'd forgotten that.
Yeah. So there were people who were asking like, hey, should I have gone to beans this year?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why my corn isn't coming out?
Mm.
And they're saying, no, just wait.
Just a bad year. But I've heard it was a bad year for tomatoes also. Personally, it was in my potted tomato in the back deck, but I'm not going to go with it. But I have heard it's a bad year for tomatoes. Since you and
I'm
I,
wondering if the chicken should go on the top of this or if it should be in the bottom.
well, it's in the bottom.
It's in the bottom.
It's in the bottom.
Should I flip it around? I've got the spatula.
What did the directions say?
The directions said to put panko breadcrumbs on top.
Oh, I see. But the breadcrumbs are on the Oh, I see what you're saying. I think we're good like this. I
Okay.
really, especially
There's a lot of carrots over there. I'm just gonna move that one.
Especially because you have the option, you've told me before, of cooking from the top and the bottom.
That's true. That's true. We can
So
toast
what
it.
difference would it make if you flipped it?
Well, this side's open to the air and that side's.
That's the difference. That's the difference. This came up the other day, and since you and I both grew up in a,
I'm gonna throw this in because it's gonna take a while.
it looks dense. We both grew up in an agricultural area.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever talk around people that you knew about being able to hear corn grow?
We have discussed this. On,
Have we?
Yeah. And the consensus is that indeed you can hear corn grow.
We've discussed it.
It was just a line to get you out into the cornfield.
And I didn't fall for it.
But it is true that you can hear it grow.
Is it? I was wondering. Because it's got to grow quickly, and there's a lot of it. But then I'm also thinking, well, but there's also got to be some kind of breeze. So is that the breeze that you would? And I've never heard it. I'm assuming. I'm imagining in my head.
I did a little bit of research on this after we talked about it, and it's like a creaky sound, like a squeaky, creaky sound.
Oh.
Which makes sense because it's like, it would be like moist leaves, you know.
Yeah. It would be like the opposite of a house settling. Did you ever hear a house settle? Really? Because
It makes noise sometimes, and I'm like, I think it's just the house sound.
Yeah, because I remember when we were kids and it was a newish house, and my brother said something about my older brother about the house settling, and it kind of freaked me out because I'm thinking, the house is your kid, that's your safety, that's your security, and I'm thinking it's moving. It kind of creeped me out when when he told me, he goes, well, just kind of move. I'm like, I don't think I said anything. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that a lot when I lived in your basement. I got a little bit, I think I was a little bit claustrophobic when I moved in there.
Oh, when you got more so?
And now I have, I mean, I'm working on it, but
Yeah.
it definitely got worse when I lived there. But it was like, it was because I wasn't keeping up with my mental health stuff.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like,
Yeah, and then it's easy to go off on
Yeah, like I was sure that I was gonna like get buried under the house, and you know what I mean, like the house was gonna collapse. It was like obviously it's not. Obviously it's not. Like
Yeah, but
it was built by
when you're in that place.
right.
Yeah.
It was a solidly built by solid builders. So
It was. Good builders built a solid home. You're correct.
So I think we should go ahead and like transition into the.
I agree because this is going to take a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I agree.
So we're gonna do the slide swish. You ready?
The slide swish.
It does swish if you watch it, but on 3. You ready?
So we're going to go from.
We're gonna go that way.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I did it the wrong time, but
Okay.
but you can watch it on there. You can see how it changes. The
Because it's
transition.
20 seconds. Oh, yeah. And there's my friend.
Here's Alfred.
My friend, Al.
Everybody,
You know I have to,
Al.
you know I have to call him Al.
Okay. I don't know why.
Because I didn't remember if he. Wait a minute. Because I couldn't remember his name.
Well, it's Al. He's Alfred. He's right here. There he is.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember if he was Alfred or was there something else? I don't know.
Albert.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's Alfred.
That's it. I didn't remember if it was Alfred or Albert. That's what it was. Thank you. Because losing your memory is really.
It's
And
not-
I shouldn't joke about it. It's just I think mine is just normal aging. I think, because I do have friends that are going through more than that. But so not to joke about it. But it is hard to not have that keen memory like you did in your younger days. So
yeah,
so it was Alfred and Albert, and I couldn't remember which, so I go with Al.
that's fine.
So okay,
So
and I like him.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull up some asshole posts.
And didn't we decide last week that because I always thought he was taking orders, and
No, he's charting the town gossip is what it is.
now we know.
He's like you. He's taking
He's
notes.
like, I'm just inventorying the peas and carrots.
Right.
Mrs. Smith.
Right.
Mr. Jones seems a bit crabby today. Miss Smith, especially cheerful this morning.
So these do get cut off by the toaster oven, but it is in the description, or if you're watching on Twitch, ! AITA 1 through 7, because we do have 7 of them this week.
7?
We'll bring
Okay, so I should move quicker than usual because I'm slow.
Yeah, and so I started out with a couple of short ones, and then this morning
Okay.
when I went to go grab them, they were like not there anymore because people had taken them down. And then, so I do have mostly medium to longer ones, but I couldn't find a cutoff point, so we got to 7.
Okay.
The first 4 are actually from last night. The last 3 are from this morning.
Okay.
Some of them are like less than 2 hours old.
Oh. So maybe that's why I like a restless night. I gotta go on. Am I an asshole? I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta ask, am I an
I
asshole?
couldn't sleep last night. I don't know.
Well, we'll tell you.
We will. We will tell you and everyone who's listening. We will decide.
Mm-hmm.
It's just our opinion.
It is.
Obviously.
Should I make like a just our thoughts, feelings, and opinions slide? Like, it's clarifying. Just our thoughts, feelings, and
Yeah.
opinions.
We're yeah. Just that's all it is.
So this one's called, Am I the Asshole for Not Wanting to Name Our First Child Black? Again, this is a pet peeve of mine, and I know that, like, apparently nobody knows this, but, like, punctuation goes inside the quotation marks. Punctuation goes
I read that
inside.
it changed.
That's, no.
I did. It about killed me, but I read it.
Myrtle got dinged for it at her job, which is editing, less than 6 months ago. So I'm sure it hasn't.
Good.
It hasn't changed in formal writing.
Good. Because I
But
read
maybe
it and I was
informal.
I read it and I was saddened. I was like, you can't leave that hanging out there.
Yeah, you can't just like put a question mark
Yeah.
outside of the. No, get it
in there. Get it in there.
right up here. Okay, just like move the question mark right in there.
Yeah.
Here.
I can't
You could see it, but
yeah, I see their point. It's just
I understand that word is not part of the question.
right.
Doesn't matter. That's how punctuation works.
Yeah. You're better at punctuation than I am. I'm just gonna say.
It's one of those things. It's like a formula, and like I love formulas.
Yes, you do. Yes.
And when stuff goes outside of the formula, I'm like, that's not how the formula works.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's like an autistic thing now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it changes like the comprehension of the sentence. It's still perfectly understandable.
Right. Yes. Yes.
So like that's the point of language is to like convey a point, and they're conveying the point. So like they have, you know what I'm saying? Like they've accomplished their goal. I'm the one with the problem.
Yes, when people are like, did you mean? Well, obviously you know what I meant because you don't.
Okay, but see, here's the thing: is sometimes I will ask, "Did you mean?" And people will think that I'm being smart.
But you really are.
But
questioning.
yeah, and like people are like, "Well, of course," like, well, and it's like, but I didn't know.
I'm okay with that.
But what I'm saying is sometimes when you're like, well, obviously, maybe it isn't.
Maybe it's not obvious. Okay.
Maybe it's not obvious to them. It might be obvious to you, but maybe it's not obvious to them.
Well, you know that one person though that just points out the wrong word.
Is it a relative of ours
Yes.
that's older than me and younger than you? Significantly younger than you? And only a little bit older than me?
No.
Oh.
No. But I know this person gets it. And I know this person is just pointing out that
Is it somebody who's slightly older than you?
Yeah. And this person is just pointing out that I misspoke. And I'm like, oh, you understand. You know this person knows it.
I do know. Sometimes people are being smart.
But you're right. But I need to be more aware of maybe the person really doesn't understand it.
Yeah, that would be my suggestion to a lot of people is that like if you're thinking that somebody's like just being a smart aleck, like maybe reassess maybe they are actually legitimately wondering.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, we haven't even read the first sentence of this post besides just the title.
And I'm just gonna say
Red flag comes out at just the title. All right.
yeah, the red flag comes out to just the title sometimes.
Okay. So my partner and I are having our first child.
Okay.
Yay!
Congrats.
And I stupidly made a deal with them that they got to name our child if it's a boy, and I got to name it if it's a girl. Parentheses, I know I effed up.
You know.
You know.
Yeah. You know.
Well, we are having a boy. And the names that my partner are coming up with are not for me. I have managed to convince them to forget the deal we made, so at least that element is gone.
Oh, good.
That
was a big roadblock.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that off the table.
But this does still mean that they seem to have a little bit more say than I do in this situation. So it's more, instead of like they get to choose the name,
100%.
they maybe get to come up with the name and then you agree with it, maybe.
Yeah, they feel more ownership because there was a previous deal which they got out of, so that's very nice.
Yeah.
They worked that through.
So anyway, the name that they are really eager to use is Black. We both want something a bit different without being too hippy-dippy, and this is the outcome. Their reasoning is something along the lines of colors as names are already a thing, i.e. violet, blue, and black is just a cool color. They think that it sounds really cool. However, I think it's a bit odd as we're both white.
I was kind of wondering.
It just seems like to me, yeah, it's a color, but more than that, it's a race, and race is a pretty sensitive topic.
I like this person. I think that was a doubt because I was like, ooh, how to approach that. I think this person approached it fairly delicately.
They think that this is wild logic, that it has nothing to do with race, and making it about race is absurd. For what it's worth, we are not American, so race isn't a huge deal over here. But just to clarify, we will not name our child anything that we don't both agree on. But this convo has now become more about whether or not the name is just a color or something more charged, and neither of us can really see the other's perspective. Am I the asshole?
Nobody's an asshole here.
No assholes here.
No assholes detected at all.
That's, yeah.
You just have a difference of opinion on a name, that's all.
And it sounds like you guys are communicating and working together, and you just have a difference of opinion, and it's
Yes.
not something that's like life altering for anybody. If you've already kind of decided, okay, it's not the name that we're gonna choose. We both need to agree on
Do
the
we
name.
know that they're not gonna use it?
We will not name our child anything we don't both agree on.
Okay.
But this convo has now become more about whether or not the name is just a color or if it's something more charged.
Okay.
I don't know where you guys live, so it might not be as charged as, but it is for us.
In the US it is.
It's a very charged word is the terminology
Yes.
that they used, and yeah. I would agree with OP that like it's probably not something that you should name your kid, especially if you're Caucasian.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you could be you could be stepping on toes, like you don't have the right to call your kid black. The kid's Caucasian. You don't have that right. It's just a sensitive. And Violet, okay, but what other? They said
Blue.
I've not heard that. I'm not saying I know.
That's my wife's middle name.
Okay. Well,
But she chose that for herself. That wasn't.
and there was Elijah Blue. I remember that. Okay, the middle name. I'm not as a first name.
Is there a celebrity that has a kid that's named Blue?
Elijah Blue is a celebrity.
No, like there's
The first name,
the kid's name is Blue.
and it's not and it's more current than my day. Yeah, the Violet I like. That's not a point here with this little feller. That's the only one I know of. A green or red or yellow.
Sokka says that their dog's name is Blue.
I like that for a pup. I really like that.
They also said that they let their wife make the final choice of all of their kids' names. I like that, Sokka.
When I was
Welcome
having
to the-
kiddos, I signed the papers. The woman signed the papers. And I don't know how it is anymore.
The birth parent.
Yes. In my day. I don't know how that is now. So I always felt like whatever
The
we
birth parent gets the choice. Now, we don't know who's the birth parent in this one.
we don't. And I didn't go. I mean, we agreed. But I just had that thought, really, I'm signing the papers, so. I just kind of thought I had
I mean,
the right to veto, let's
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is you get like final say. Yeah.
Final say, yeah.
Yeah.
But not that, of course I wouldn't go against what, you need to, I think it's best to be in agreement on this. It's a big deal. And somebody says it's not a life altering or something that was mentioned.
I said that. That it's not something that like they can agree to disagree. Whether or not it is a name that is of consequence is not like they're a married couple. It's not something that like they can't disagree on.
Correct, but it could be a big deal to this child who has this name.
Yeah, but the child isn't gonna have the name. That's what I read in the final paragraph. It's like they're not gonna give the child that name.
Okay.
The argument at this point is about whether or not any white person should name their kid black.
Okay, I'm stuck in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah, it was a long-winded way to come around to it, but
Yeah. And I added to that. I don't think it's a good plan. It's not
just
that
in
plan.
general,
Yeah.
yeah. I agree with OP that like it's probably not like we'll just leave it as a color and as a race and an identity for people who are members of that race, and like
Mm-hmm.
we will let them have their thing. Like
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But again, just our opinions.
Just our opinion.
If you feel a different way about it, that doesn't mean that like you guys are wrong or we're wrong or like
Right.
it's like
Yeah, I would steer clear of it. But also, I wouldn't name a child green or yellow or violet, I might, or apple. Sorry, but I obviously these things happen. That's just me.
watermelon.
Oh, we don't know anyone that did that, do we?
No.
Well,
Pamplemousse.
what?
Pamplemousse.
So yeah, I no assholes at all here. No assholes. The one person was like, oh, let's name this. The other person's like, yeah, and so you backed off on that, and you both
Good
and
communication.
you get great communication, and you backed off. You realized this agreement we made previously was not the best agreement. And that's good. So good communication with this group, this couple, I believe they are, and no assholes. My opinion, I'd steer clear of the name Black.
Ooh, Bunny said that something like crimson.
Oh, I like that, Bunny. I like that a lot. That's more artistic in my mind.
Saga, I do have I have a photos shareable tab, but you are absolutely right. I should definitely add a pets photos tab for you guys to just share pet photos.
Oh, that would be
because
nice. That would be nice.
That you are absolutely right. It's necessary. I'm open to suggestions. I think Titan suggested a meme channel, and I put up a meme channel, and like people have been having fun over there.
Oh, cool. Didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's some good laughs over in the Discord.
And I think pets are fun to name because I don't feel
You don't
the
get
burden.
judged.
I don't feel the burden of.
They're not gonna get teased for their name.
Right,
They're not gonna.
right, yeah. Where we lived, there used to be a parade of babies, and once a year, people could pay to put an ad of their, not ad, well, maybe it was, a picture of the baby, and then the parent's name, or the,
I mean, it was through the advertising department.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And then, yeah, and it was a separate thing, and then advertisers would put in there for preschools or baby products or whatever. But one of my favorite activities, and this is judgy, and it was just a private activity. Well, myself and one other person did it. That was usually the weekend paper. So on that Saturday morning, we would sit and just flip through that and have some fun, and think about. There were some that I really kind of felt, just being judgy, that I hope they'd put a little money aside for therapy, because these were some names that I thought were going to be difficult for that child to get through childhood with.
But see, like the thing about it is, like, I think about sometimes like names like Agnes and Glenda and Arlene used to be baby names.
Correct.
Like we think of those as like old lady names, but it's like
They were babies once.
right. And
Yeah.
it's like what's the popular I remember for a while there was like a bunch of Tristans and like
Yes.
there's like these we think of them as like baby names and it's
Yeah,
like
they're going to be old people.
eventually that's gonna be an old person name. Tristan is gonna be like, oh my god, Tristan, like is like the old dude down the
Right. You're right.
Eventually that's gonna be an old person name.
What was the one my dad used to? Brandy. He just couldn't wrap his head around Brandy.
Eventually Brandy is gonna be an old person name. Right now it is like a young adult name.
Yeah.
You don't see very many babies named Brandy, but people like my age and slightly
Yeah,
older than
yeah.
my age.
Because he was involved in the baptismal process,
yeah.
and he was like, he just said he felt weird baptizing Brandy. Brandy's. I guess there was a run on Brandy's when he was doing that.
All right. Good for Brandy.
Yeah, I like it.
But he said, bold of you to assume that I won't tease my cat for her name.
Yes.
Thank you, Saka, for sharing pictures.
I like that. I like that.
I have seen the series.
Did you name the cat that and tease it?
No, that's two different people. Oh, Bunny.
Bunny.
She named the cat and then
She says I'm teasing, you don't know that I'm not teasing my cat for his name, but did you give the cat that name?
I mean, like, that is, those are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
So
I remember we had a pet named Anthony, and the pet would go out in the morning, and a family member would call the pet in before going to work, and 2 or 3 houses down, come to find out there was a woman named Dee, and her nephew would sometimes come visit, and he called her Aunt Dee, and so she was like, what? She woke up and she was like, you know, I guess you're half asleep, and she was retired, and she was like, was my nephew here? I don't understand. And she,
That's funny.
because I met her later, I guess she figured out that the kid, she's like, oh, because she's like, I woke up and I didn't know my nephew was calling me, and you know.
That's funny.
Yeah, I felt bad.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. It's just Anthony.
Sokka asked if I've ever seen the series Red vs. Blue, and I absolutely have. I know you've seen some of it, but you were like, what the is this? And did not watch. But it's animated with gameplay from Halo. Yeah, and it's hilarious because it's just these 2 teams that are like, it's Red versus Blue, and then like in the first episode they're like, so why are we? And they're like, it's our orders. Like it's like they don't, but they're like characters, so they don't really have like any concept outside of like that. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But the litter my pup was from were all originally named from those characters, which is hilarious.
Wow.
So Donut, Chief, Sarge, etc.
Oh,
Church was like my favorite character, which is weird because I'm an atheist. But
Cute.
Bunny said that she came with the name, but her nickname is Stinky.
Oh, I get it. Mhm. I like that nickname, Stinky. I know some. I know of one pet that could have used that nickname.
I can think of 2.
Yeah.
Well, one Macy just towards the end.
Yeah, some it's just toward the end. Yeah. Yeah.
But at that point, you know, I'm already in love with her, so I
Oh.
don't freaking care.
Yeah. You're like taking a nap, and that's what wakes you up. And you're like,
Yeah.
poor thing, you had a tummy ache.
Right.
Yeah.
She's a little stinky. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So number 2 is a short one.
Okay.
It's called Am I the Asshole for Leaving a Note on My Neighbor's Door? Depends on the kind of note, in my opinion.
Absolutely depends on the.
I left a note on my neighbor's door that was like, thank you for mowing my lawn when my lawnmower broke, and you guys noticed that because it's a pretty tight neighborhood, and
That's super nice of them.
yeah, it was super nice of you, and here's some cookies. That was the note that I left. That was not an asshole note.
Yeah. You know what I've
Store-bought cookies because like there's a panini, and like I didn't want to.
Oh, that's a good point. Because I have a neighbor, and it's through the years, it's taken me a while to figure this out. But I think her gig is, and I love it, and she's an older lady, and by that means even older than me. I think she keeps boxes of brownies in the house, which good. And when there's a need, she bakes the brownies and delivers them post haste, because you can do that quick.
Yeah, you can do that pretty. Yeah, that's like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So somebody mowed her grass one time, and
By the time they finished mowing the grass, she had brownies for them.
she didn't, but she said, would you like some brownies? And so said person said, well, yeah, I can have a brownie. And she says, oh, you're not going to get just one brownie. You're going to get a whole pan full of brownies. So then like an hour or 2 later, she brought a pan of brownies for them.
That's
And-
probably what I would have done if there wasn't a panini on.
Right. And then after my mother passed, boom, there was a pan of brownies.
Aww, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I was.
So I did, and I thought that's really a good idea because, like I said, if you've got everything there, you know, you usually have oil and eggs, but
Yeah.
maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Also, you can like if you have cornstarch, you can
Right,
Yeah,
yeah, there's
make it
subs you
work.
can make. So,
butter and cornstarch instead.
so I thought that was really cool because I think of it, but then I do it. You know, stuff happens and I don't do it. So I like that. But you're right, there is a panini to her. I was fine with eating.
Yeah. It's and probably it would be fine. it's just for me, I didn't want to like add a
Put that
level
on
of
some-
stress.
Yes.
I was just like,
Yeah.
you know.
And you hadn't known them that long at the time.
Right,
You
right,
weren't like years. This
Right.
one I've known for
right.
many years.
They were still using he, him pronouns for wifey at that time, so.
Gotcha.
They know now though. My neighbors are so cool. Like we live in the Midwest and like they like drive big trucks and stuff, but like they're fine. Like they're cool. I think that there was like a little bit of like side eye with like because wifey would still like mow the yard and stuff, and it's like she's dressing more feminine and like wearing makeup. It's like and they knew her before she came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was like they were like, but yeah.
Yeah, and I know years ago, and this is maybe 10 years ago, at a reunion or some family get together. It was a cousin or something, and he was like, I work with this guy, and I worked with him for like 10 years, and then on Monday morning he came in and he's got a different name, and he's got fingernails and he's got makeup, and it was just kind of like he was okay with it, but he was just like.
He hadn't like switched to she her pronouns yet.
Right, and this guy was just kind of like, wow, kind of.
He was still processing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I think for a lot of people, it's like you have to like, and I'm sure like when they went inside and like talked about wifey, like
Right.
they were like, they used probably he him pronouns.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
He's-
Because they were figuring it out.
Right.
So I am a 19-year-old female. I'm not, but that's what I'm reading. And my boyfriend is a 25-year-old male. He has work first. Oh, we both have work first thing in the morning. My neighbor connected to us in our duplex just recently got a dog, and it has horrible separation anxiety. Oh my God, do not get a dog if you don't have somebody to freaking watch it during the day. Get a puppy sitter, get a puppy sitter, get a puppy sitter. Okay, sorry. Moving on.
I see what's coming up here.
It whines the entire time they are gone. I left a note. I didn't want to step on toes and go straight to the landlord. Did I do the right thing? I dated and signed the note and took a picture. I also took a video just in case.
Good.
Am I the asshole?
No, you're not.
The note said,
I know. Well, yeah, we need that information.
"Hi, this is your neighbor connected to you on side A. Unsure if you are aware, but your dog has separation anxiety. Bad. Bad exclamation. Like all caps, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Mm-hmm.
If you could find a way so your dog doesn't whine at 10 p.m., please do! Exclamation point. Not being rude as I have to work at 6. Smiley face. I do feel like the smiley face adds like a little, like a soft touch. The please do exclamation point is like a little bit running, but it's like towing the line of asshole.
Yeah. I think when you're getting into your I think if you're giving them, this is my take just off the top of my head, if you're giving them information that is excellent information, they need to know that. Because I knew somebody one time, and that was when the dog cams were the new thing. You put it on the dog, I think. Was it? Or no, I guess you put it in the room. You put it in the room.
It's like a baby monitor.
Yeah, baby monitor. There was
for a
like-
dog.
And this guy, he got it, and he's like, oh, okay. And he watched it from work, and he was like heartbroken. He had no idea the dog just, and he showed the video. It was so sad.
Some people have no idea.
He had no idea whatsoever, and he was heartbroken and changed his whole routine and everything after that. But so yeah, if you don't know, and we have a relative, and they didn't know, and what they did, because they got the pup from the pound and everything, and so they were going to an appointment, and they just didn't know, and they moved into an apartment, and they were neighbors, and so they put they took their 2 phones, and they called each other on their 2 phones. It was a couple, and they left one phone at home and went and took the other, live, and the dog had was barking and really bad, and so then like, okay, now we know we need to address this issue. So I thought that was very smart of them to do that with the phone. I wouldn't have thought of that. And one time when we had Bag Lane, when the little pup was new, Arthur was new, and I would take him everywhere. He's little and cute. And I ran into a store. It was cool weather, please, and beautiful weather, perfect weather. And so
She cracked the windows.
The windows
It's a little bit chilly
wet.
outside. It was like a crisp fall day.
absolutely, and I ran in quickly to get something. It was a little store, and when I got
Don't leave your dog in your car
please
for like
don't,
forever.
please don't, please
Like
don't.
we're not advocating for leaving your dog in your car. I just like want to like,
Absolutely, because yeah,
especially not like if it's warm outside
it's
or
so hot, so quick. You don't realize.
you don't realize how hot it gets in there so quick because of the sun beating down and it basically acts like a magnifying glass.
Yes.
But anyway, you were saying about
But it was nice, cool weather, and I went in quickly.
And you came back out.
No, I went to the checkout register, and the woman said, "Your dog barked the entire time you were in here." And she said it a little bit negative, but it was good information.
It was good to know.
I was like, okay, note to self, if I'm going to run through the drive-through or pick up kids at school or drop off,
Then I can bring
puppy
in.
goes along. But if I need to run in anywhere for any amount of time just to pick up papers or something, no, he's not going. So that was good information. So I am great with your
Some
saying.
dogs are great in the car, some dogs are not. That's,
Yeah.
I remember with Macy, maybe this is a funny story. I would take her with me like a lot of places, and she's a good dog. And one time I was coming into work, which at the time I was a vet tech, so like sometimes she could sometimes go, yeah. And I had like gone in and I was just checking the kennel to like make sure that I could just like break, like that there was no other dogs loose.
Kitty cats running
Right.
around.
And so I came around and it was like the window in the surgery was just like a whole, it was a wall. I don't know if you remember, but it was like a wall window, which was great because the lighting in there, it like really helped with the lighting when he was doing surgery.
I like that.
So I walked
An
around.
outdoor window?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! I thought it was like inside the building. So you could walk by this and see a surgery.
No, because it was mirror on the outside.
Oh! Perfect. Because I was a little concerned about that.
No,
Walking by and
now that I'm thinking about it, no, you could see through it. The one on the other side was mirror, but that one was clear. And how I know this is I came through and I saw Macy. I drove like a hatchback at the time. It was like a station wagon, and she would hang out and like she had like her spot basically in the hatch was like her spot, and she saw me through the window and like did this. She'll like jump up sometimes on that back seat and like put her paws up on the back seat, and I went through the window and she was like.
Sorry.
She's a good car dog, you know? But yeah.
This is on private property, I'm assuming, this window. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
facing a public sidewalk.
It was facing a parking lot.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I remember the clinic that I worked at.
I do. I just
In the
didn't.
front of that building. Remember the whole front of that building was glass.
Okay. I'm just imagining I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I'm
No, the
and
one
I look
that was-
over, and I'm like, oh,
The one that was by the sidewalk
Dog
was the
surgery.
mirror one. Yeah.
dog surgery.
Yeah.
Like that time we were in a restaurant, and I don't know why you're showing TV in a restaurant. If I want to do that, I want to get away from all that. But anyway,
They had like surgery on television in a restaurant. Oh my goodness.
I don't think they knew. You know, it was like whatever. But I look up, and I'm like, oh, there is a surgery going on right there, and I am right here with food in front of me.
I mean, for me, it would have been interesting and entertaining.
Yeah,
but
you
for a
would
lot
have
of
been,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
One time we were at a place.
Wait,
that
did we have a judgment on this one?
Not yet.
Okay. Go ahead.
We were at a place that had like a ball game or something going on, and we had an exchange student from a foreign country with us, which was it just puts a little extra. You feel like you're representing, you know. And then and then all of a sudden, my husband just like got up quite quickly and went to where someone employee was, and I look up. And somehow the signals, it started showing porn. It went from a football game to porn. Yeah, and there were children. I mean, it wasn't like a bar late at night. It was lunch, in the middle of the day. It was a bar, but it served meals. And I was just like, what? Because I said he got up quickly. And they were like, ah! He shut it off.
Shut that down.
We're like, the wire got crossed there.
Or somebody was like playing a prank.
It wasn't like, it was like, it could have been somebody playing a prank. But you know when it wasn't clear. It was like rolling, like it wasn't set on that channel properly. It was like it seemed to me like the signal got bumped off of one and was floating around. I don't understand technology, but yeah.
This was back in analog TV time, so like
Yes.
that is possible.
Yes, it was analog TV time. It was a few years ago. But my judgment is, I don't like the word judgment, or do I?
We're just being judgy here. Like that's really what we're doing.
We're admitting we're being judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm super duper on board for you telling and signing it and accepting responsive. You weren't like a little snide note. I think to me, if you could have dropped it at
Hey, your dog has anxiety.
Yeah, they could fill in the blanks and figure out, oh, that means he's barking all the time, and that means he's a nuisance to my neighbors.
To me, if they would have like dropped that last exclamation point and just put a thank you instead, like thank you period,
Yeah.
no asshole activity detected whatsoever.
And I don't think it's asshole. I
like I said, I just feel like the please do exclamation point is towing the line of possible asshole behavior. Not that it like I think no assholes.
I agree, no assholes. But we have this time, bad time, and we this time morning, and
Bunny says not the asshole. Seems like OP was pretty nice about the whole situation. Sokka says some people don't realize how their pets act when they aren't around. Actually, this is beneficial stuff for them to know. Yes.
Yes.
I concur.
Mm-hmm.
So, no assholes because the neighbor doesn't even know. It's not like the neighbor's being an asshole. Like, if they continue to let their dog whine.
Oh yeah, then they're an asshole.
But at this point, no assholes.
No
detected.
assholes, because they don't know that the dog's doing it, and they're going to be like, oh, thank you. I'm assuming. I'm hoping. People I know would be, oh my gosh, thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to a friend the other day and was leaving the house, and the pup was like, who knows what happened after they left
And
the house.
sometimes it's like for a minute, and then they calm down.
Exactly.
But you don't know.
Yes.
You don't know.
So, and I like this.
Pammy's here. Hi, Pammy.
Hi, Pammy.
Pammy Poodle.
Pammy Poodle.
She's not working today, she said last night. So
Oh, hi. Thank you for joining us.
she says not the asshole, but yeah, better to just stick to the known facts, such as your dog is barking continuously, but not their place to diagnose their dog or assume the motivation of the behavior. That's a good point.
I agree. Because when she said your dog has separation anxiety, we don't know. Maybe the dog just likes to bark.
Yeah.
Maybe the dog, we don't know. I agree. Just you're absolutely just
That's a
the
very
behavior.
good point.
Just
Dan.
the behavior.
That's a very good point. Just stick to the facts. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And then bad, like I've diagnosed it and it's bad.
Yeah. I don't think that this person was the asshole, but like there would have been ways to word that note nicer
Right.
or better.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. But no assholes. And better to give them the note, one, then they have the information, and then two, then to like she said, to report them to the.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
way, if you do have to report them to the landlord, you have documentation of.
I'm saying good for going to them and not going to the landlord
Right.
first.
Yeah.
By the chain of command. If
Yep.
we all remember that.
Yep.
Um.
If you got a problem with me, come talk to me about it.
Yeah. Okay. Then you go to the name. Okay.
All right. On to number 3.
Mhm.
Number 3 is titled, "Would I be the asshole if I told my sister I told you so?" And my judgment on this one, just from the title, is anytime that you say I told you so when somebody is in a shit situation, you're being an asshole. Like, anytime you say I told you so, like, I told you so is always an asshole move.
Yeah.
And that was a Trailer Park Boys reference.
Yeah, I've had it said to me. I can only really think of one time.
And it was an asshole move, wasn't it? I have no idea what you're talking about.
So asshole. And it was false. The person had not told me that. Unless I was young at the time. I had my memory. And the person was older. I think the person. I was like,
They just thought that, and then they didn't tell you that.
yes, that was probably it. I didn't think of that.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah. But it was an asshole move. I'm like, I'm coming to you hurting, and you're gonna say that?
You're gonna give me a motherfucking Totoso?
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
And I hope I've not done that to other people. I hope I've not.
There have been quite a few times where I've had to like stop myself from doing it. I've thought it. I have thought
It
so many times.
And I maybe would have said it jokingly.
If it was something that was non-consequential.
Yes. If we're past it and we're in the joking stage, I was like, well, I saw that one. I don't know anything.
Yeah. If it's like we're friends and like they realize also and like it's something that we can laugh about, yes, then.
I don't remember doing that, but I can see that.
Yeah, then I'll call a motherfucking Totoso.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's a sister. She's doing this to her sister.
I am
Neither of us
honestly.
have sisters.
That's true.
So ask us your sister questions.
Yeah,
tell you.
we'll try.
We'll tell you what you do.
We're sisters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sisters. We
Um,
are. We're soul sisters.
Yes. Well, for a while I was convinced that like Nana must have like frozen her eggs, and I was just like a twin that was like
A different
born
one at a
20
different
years
time.
later.
Yeah.
I mean, could have been. No, I don't think they had that technology back then. But anyway.
They do not. They do not.
I am honestly 100% certain that I would be the asshole and I wouldn't do this in a million years, but God, I want to so bad. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we can take away the red flag.
I guess, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you're saying that
She just needs confirmation that this would be an asshole move.
she kind of, I'm wondering if she needed
Confirmation?
confirmation to not do it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Keep that
Yep.
buckled down.
And that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, keep pumping those party brakes. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I just read the next line. And then I know where the rest of this is going.
Oh, God.
Ooh, okay. My little sister has been tanning every single day in the summer for hours on end, like 3 hours a day in the summer for years, and recently started using tanning beds. Me and all of our family members.
This is 2021?
This is 2021.
I didn't know there were those.
They posted this last night.
I was wondering if there even were those anymore. Because I've not heard of them. I know there's the spray on.
I know
For
they're
special
still.
event.
I know they're still popular in UK, but I think spray tan is getting more and more popular over there, and they're kind of phasing out the.
Yeah, I didn't know. I actually thought of
I
this the
can't
other day
tell.
for some reason.
I can't tell by like spelling and stuff where this is. I can't tell if there's like OU. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
nothing's sticking out at me, but
Okay, so she
Um,
tans 3 hours a day. That's
that's
a
so
lot.
long.
Like even in our day when we didn't know it was a bad thing, I had a friend that did it 1 hour a day. And she was
Dark.
yes. Yeah.
Me and all our family members have tried to tell her the dangers of tanning because we have a history of skin cancer in our family, and she wouldn't listen.
Oh my heavens. Do we know ages?
No.
Okay.
We are all worried about her, but she is so stuck up and rude that about how we're all just so wrong and that tanning beds aren't harmful. Girl, it's 2021. Like, look up the freaking science. Like, do a freaking Google search. You don't even need to like look up studies for that. Like, do a freaking Google search. It'll tell you like that.
Well, I'm pretty sure you have to sign a disclaimer to get your body into that
In
thing.
the U.S. you do. In the U.S. you have to sign a disclaimer that like says that you know that it's freaking harmful to even get in a tanning bed. But again, I don't know where they are.
Many years ago.
That was, I remember before I moved to Florida, like tanned that summer because as you guys can see, I'm pasty AF, and I didn't want to like just burn.
Been there,
And
done
so
that.
I got like a month of tanning,
Mhm.
and I like just like base tan. I think I started out at like 4 or 5 minutes, and then I don't think I even went up to like the full 20 minutes by the end of the month.
Mhm. But you had to sign a disclaimer.
But I had to sign a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy.
Oh my gosh, even though she apparently got flash burn in her eyeballs
Oh my heavens.
in the tanning bed 2 weeks ago, which can happen if you don't don't like use a tanning bed to begin with, but like anytime that you're like around those types of lights, like use eye protection.
I don't even know what flash burn is, but it sounds like something you get from
She
welding.
didn't say flash burn, but I know what flash burn is from welding, and it
sucks.
it feels like there's sand in your eyes.
Mm-hmm. So she says she damaged her eyes?
Yeah, she said she burned her eyeballs in the tanning bed 2 weeks ago, and that's what she's talking about.
Did she not have the
burn.
things? You just,
Apparently.
when I went, you either had to have your...
But they don't like check that you're wearing them.
You're correct. Yes.
You have to have them, or they give you the little sticker ones, but like,
Mm-hmm.
they don't make sure that you're wearing them. Maybe she just showed them in the package and never put them on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not going to come here and check.
You will still get flash burn through your eyelids. Like, it's like, even if you keep your eyes closed, you will still get flash burn.
Yeah, it's bright in there, baby.
Well, she didn't want the little, like Trump has, the little... I'm sorry.
I know.
She refuses to acknowledge that what she's doing is dangerous, and once yelled in my face, just shut the fuck up about it after I told her that she should be checking her skin daily to make sure she's staying safe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should be. Which, side note, I need to go to a dermatologist because Fred's got a friend over here that I'm a little bit concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she still tanned and acknowledged what she was doing, we drop it, but she's so far in denial. Well, lo and behold, yesterday she found a new mole and is concerned about it. It's tiny, but she's going to the dermatologist to get it checked out with the size, shape, edges, etc. If it is cancer, God forbid, it's benign. But with how rude she's been about it, I just want to tell her, I told you so. Am I the asshole for wanting to tell her that?
Not for wanting to do it.
Not for wanting to do it. Like, and just the fact that it's in your brain, like, that doesn't make you an asshole.
Yeah, no.
Don't say it to her.
Yeah.
Like,
You did. She didn't.
right.
Yeah, no. I would definitely think it. As far as I know, you can think what you want to think. No,
Yeah.
No laws against that.
Well, yeah, some
You're not
people have,
right.
like, thought crimes, you know, like religious people are, like, thought crimes.
You're right.
But,
So if that's your issue, then that's on you. I'm not on you, but that's an issue you can deal with. But for me, yeah. Yeah, no, I want to wring her little neck. And I'm the youngest, so I don't have a younger sibling. I don't have a sister, as stated earlier. But I feel this little sister, and I just want to wring her neck on what? You know?
You would have slapped me if I would have had that attitude.
I would not have, but I would be like this.
I mean, figuratively, like, not
Yeah.
physically.
This is like we know a relative, and then the one person was, I don't know what, just not absent-minded, but no common sense. And the person's actual father would say, I don't know, I know he's not that dumb. So it's like, no, I know he's not that, unintelligent, but she's not thinking straight.
Pammy Poodle says, a-hole if she does it, otherwise okay to think. Yep.
I agree, Pammy Poo.
And she said about saying I told you so. It's never useful. Lots of people will never acknowledge that they were wrong, but later on adopt the right ideas without acknowledging the change. Human nature.
Yes.
No need to rub it in.
Yes. And this might be, they're saying she is in denial. Part of that might be because y'all are on her, so I don't know.
That's okay. See, I've talked about this a little bit, and I kind of want to do like a video about it. How like I personally feel like the people who like attacked Joe Rowling when she first started to say things that were like a little bit turfy made her double down and like made her a full-on turf.
Mm-hmm.
Like if she would not have been, if people would have like come to her in love and kindness and been like, I don't think that you mean what you're saying here and explain things from a place of love and kindness, I don't think that she would have doubled down and turned into an Uber turf.
Yeah. Because people do have a tendency to double down.
Don't we know it? Don't we know
It's
it?
like, really? That's the way you're going to go with this. You're going to double down.
So I'm not going to say no assholes detected. I'm just going to say that this person is not the asshole.
This person, not. You think the sister is?
I
Tanny's sister?
It sounds like she might be if she's like, get the fuck out of my face to people who are like just freaking concerned about her.
Just shut the F up. Yeah. Yeah.
So OP, not the asshole.
OP, not the asshole. You're right. I'm going to change that on my notes here because important notes.
I realize I need to move like the judgment stuff up because it does get caught off by the toaster oven as well. I mean, I figure like the post, if you guys really want to read the text, you can pull up, but like this looks cut off and it looks stupid. I gotta fix it.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Well, but the toaster oven is an important part.
Somebody said that we should give it googly eyes and a name.
Ooh.
I was thinking if we put the googly eyes here, that could work. Anywhere else, and they might get a little melty.
I was wondering if they get melty, but then remember I read the thing about if you bake the Sharpie pen, so maybe the heat wouldn't bother it. Bake onto it.
Oh, by the way,
But yeah, we couldn't stick plastic on there.
I got sidetracked and set that mug aside to go ship out and then like completely spaced on it and then remembered it yesterday. So my apologies on that. It will get sent out. It was like in the truck and I had this moment last night actually while I was watching Amberlynn read and she was talking about a cup that somebody sent her and I was like, I don't remember going to the post office.
You just remember it being in the vehicle.
And then I went and looked in the truck and it was in the truck still. So my apologies on that. I think that was Captain Porkbeard that it's going to.
That sounds good.
So,
Sorry.
So sorry. There was stuff that happened like later that day and it was just like, boom, gone. Like there's a sign in ASL where it's like, it just dropped out of my brain, like, gone.
Miss, how's that sign?
So, finger in here. You do.
Here.
I mean, either one works and then
I like that.
just gone.
Watch the little.
It's the opposite of the sign for tampon.
I did not know that. That makes sense. I guess.
That's the sign for tampon, and then like when you just forget a fact, that's the opposite.
You might want to. Your little nephew just figured out that there's sign language, that it exists. Because I got to watch it. Their TV is very limited, and so they had permission to watch this one TV show and certain episodes, and
This is looking bubbly and delicious.
so there was a deaf woman a deaf young lady on the show, and he was having trouble, figuring that out, and it was not done well because at one point she has her back turned and they're talking to her, and she understood it. So, but he was a little confused, and so I explained it to him, and he kind of was like, okay, and I was like, it means, and so I was telling him,
It's
ooh.
signs instead of words.
Oh,
Handshakes instead of words.
yeah,
So this looks bubbly and delicious.
it really does.
It smells pretty good too.
Yes, it was smelling good. I'm gonna admit that. This is
You're
yum.
gonna admit it.
Okay, I didn't want to say anything in the beginning, but I have issues with when leftovers like kind of get in a different form. They kind of gross me out. Like that sauce. It was just like, yeah. And it can be.
That was the same as it. That was the same consistency because I had to cook it down.
I know, but even if it's my own leftovers, even if I love it, and then I'm and I put it in the refrigerator, and the next day I go to get it, I'm like, it's just. But if I see it bubbly, delicious, ready to go, then I'm okay. But it's just that medium point. I don't know.
We're just gonna eat the one
I'm not
together.
proud of it. I'm just saying, it's weird. But this looks bubbly and delicious.
I should have grabbed you before call, so.
Thank you. It just, can they see that on camera? Like, that would not happen with chicken. Like, you just went boop, and it went right through it.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I did. Here, watch.
And that was even harder than the first one. I think you got vegetable in that one, because the first one just whoop.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's soy.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah.
watch out, it's hot. It's steamy. Don't burn your mouth.
I'm not gonna eat it.
Okay, just look for. I just don't want it, because you do that and then you're doomed for what, a day at least.
I know. I did that with pizza the other
Pizza at the roof
day.
of the mouth. Oh, as soon as you do it, you know.
I got coffee at McDonald's this morning. This is a refill of the same cup, but I remembered that and I was like, because coffee at McDonald's is like 10 degrees friggin' hotter than coffee anywhere else. I don't know if you guys know that.
Really?
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
I did not know
It's like a chicken cake. Kind of.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks bubbly and very delicious. I'm gonna go with that.
Pammy Poodle said, people aren't so different from the animals I work with. Direct confrontation is the way to go. I like it. That smells really
Yeah, you just have to. You have to just say it sometimes. I'm learning that.
Okay, I think the oven is cooled off enough where it's not gonna like cook too much.
Take your
I don't know where else to put it though. Maybe should I put it in the kitchen? Should-
put it in here's fine. Kitchen better. This might dry it out.
Okay.
Kitchen better. Yep. Somebody told me the other day that her theory, I don't know, we have people on here that cook, is you don't, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze.
Simon was here.
You still here, Simon, and cooking? I'm so sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. This woman's take on it was when you reheat something, you take it out of the fridge, she lets it warm up a bit because she thinks you cook the heck out of it, or if you cook it to death, if you go from cold to hot in the oven. So maybe does she mean that it's true? I didn't ask.
Well, typically when you get something like close to like a freezing temperature, like the water a lot of times will like separate out from it because it's
Yes.
forming crystals. So I could see where it was like you give it a chance to like soak back in. Basically.
Maybe that was it, yeah. She was saying refrigerator stuff. She just doesn't like to go from the fridge to the oven. Personally, she said. She likes to give it some time to.
I noticed that the pans, I got the Pyrex pans for toaster oven, which they're
Which was
Hi guys, we're back. Sorry. I forgot to like close the other apps on my freaking phone.
And we're learning. Everybody's learning.
Oh, we're back.
If you're not learning, you're...
No. It crashed that quickly. No? No. Okay.
No, we're there.
Okay.
We're there. Sometimes you need a... Are those messages? Is that why that ding, 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 ding? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but that's because I was seeing
They're
this
coming.
phone.
They're coming back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I was
okay.
trying to see if I should just switch phones. Because
Mhm.
I can also pull the camera on my other phone.
Mm-hmm.
But it only has 40% battery on that one. And this one just shut off because it overheated.
Right.
So it does actually have full battery, but
And this is warm.
here, I'm gonna crack the door behind it. Just like
Yeah. I only did it a little bit, so a little bit more would be better. Yeah, as you say, that little, yep. Pop it open. And I was just saying, myself, I've just come to realize I need checklists.
yes. I should have a checklist. And actually she's been really good about like I remember what was it like 2 weeks ago you were like, did you do all of that? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you were asking me
Yeah,
stuff.
I
and
don't
then
want
it's
to be like, did you do, no, be
Right.
naggy, but.
Right, but it would be good if I did a checklist.
Yeah, just a checklist, because seriously, there's, 3 rooms in my house now, and it's helping. The one I just did, so I don't know, but the 2, it's at the exit of that room, I have a list, like, before, it's
okay.
morning, and before you leave this room, these are the things that you
I like that.
wanna do, you know.
You know what I started doing? This is gonna sound really silly. But okay, well what it started out as is there is somebody that I follow on YouTube and I can't think of her name off the top of my head and I feel really stupid right now. But she is I think she's a wheelchair user, I'm not sure. But I know she's disabled. I wanna say cerebral palsy, but it's probably not. It's something similar to that. And she did a workout video recently where it was just an upper body workout. And she's like, you can do it as a seated workout. And I don't do like the full workout, but it like inspired me to like, because there are some days where it's like, I just want to like sit in bed. And like, I just don't have the energy to like get up and do stuff. And it's like, well, I can like sit up and I can do push pulls and I can do arm jacks and, and like get my blood flowing.
Yes.
Before I like get up and do stuff.
Yes, I like that.
So I know it sounds a little bit silly, but like, I do like a little upper body workout before I get up.
There's a lady she's passed now, and I'm sure she's in her 80s, and she's still every morning. And I'm wondering if her husband got out of bed and went about his business first, because every morning in bed she would wake up and do little exercises. Every morning. She's in her 80s. Like stretching her legs, and I mean, more than stretching, like legs, different things.
Yeah.
I was,
It's good. I haven't had chicken in so long that it's like, I don't know if
that's what I'm wondering.
it tastes almost like more like a turkey preparation.
That's good.
It is good.
It's good. It's moist. And you gotta understand there's a lot of weirdness.
There's a lot of flavors going on.
Well, I mean, because we've not had the meat taste. So it's like, wait a minute, there's a meat taste in
I
there.
have been eating corn nuggets because we got them for the nugget and a biscuit, and then wifey was like, I like those. So we have been like eating like the chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm. If I were a meat eater, well, but it's vegetarian, but to me, it tastes too meaty for me.
You never did like meat. We should also specify that the reason why she's not a meat eater is because you don't like meat.
Okay, clarify?
Sure.
Well, when I was a young girl, I would sit at the table.
She'd eat liver and onions.
I was really young when I did that. And because I figured that out later, I think my taste had, because I didn't know what I know now is that your taste develop in, because I was told I did it. I don't remember doing it. And I was told my brothers didn't eat it, but I would eat it with my mom and dad. And I think that taste had not developed yet in my mouth for that.
But
I know sweet is first.
there are
And
people
then
who
I
love liver and onions, and like I'm not knocking them. I am not a person who does liver and onions.
Yeah, but maybe is it Oliver would know? They develop in your 10 senses of taste develop in a certain order.
Really?
Yes, and what's fascinating, if anybody, I find it fascinating. There is a chef in Chicago, very famous. It takes like months. This restaurant.
Some of you guys are from Chicago.
Yeah, so you'll know. I think you'll know. It might be Grant, but I could be wrong on that. But he just. I can remember one time he was on NPR and he was talking about there was some food that he made and it was it reminded him of fall. This fall type of food. It's small bites and very. And so he develops weird things. He developed this bag and he put infused inside of it the smell of burning leaves. Because to him fall was in the country and they burn leaves.
I heard about this guy.
And so when you said
It's weird.
yeah, so when he developed it and they would set the dish, I guess right at the table on it, and as the dish would slowly push down and the scent of burning leaves would come out. So it was part of its experience is a lot of what he does.
He did more like it does, I believe. Still, it's more of like an experience rather than
It's
just a meal.
yes. People that go there, they save up and go there and write about it, and it's an experience. Yeah,
I want to try some with the
absolutely. But he and I hope I have this correct.
Sorry.
I hope I'm not mixing my stories, but I do believe that he is the chef that lost his sense of taste. And like I said, I could have the wrong chef, but I think he's the one. And for a chef, that's pretty sucky.
That's like a singer losing their sense of hearing.
Yeah. So, but he kept working, and but he had no taste. And so one of the things
You gotta really trust your sous chefs at that point.
I can't imagine what he did. Look at that. But the one thing is when he's thin to start with, and then he had no sense of taste. He couldn't keep weight. He's losing weight. So one of the things he did was
I've heard where they have the opposite problem.
Really?
Because it's like they never feel.
Oh, so they just want to get that and they don't get
They
it.
never feel like this satiation of like
That
tasting
makes
whatever
sense.
it is.
That makes sense too. But he did not have that. So one of the things he would do in the morning in his coffee, he still had coffee and one of the caffeine, he would put sugar in it just to get calories into his body. So he'd do that. So one morning he tastes his coffee and he goes, "Oh, that's sweet. That's too sweet," and he sets it down. And his wife says, "What? What did you say?" And he tasted the sweet. So
It started to come back?
yes, it came back. It came back completely.
That's awesome.
But it came back in the same order that it comes as a child, baby child.
Oh my
So
gosh!
it's fascinating, and he learned
That's so cool.
even more as a chef because he was
Yeah.
able to isolate. And I almost think salt was the next one, and he realized that one accidentally too. Like, oh, that's too salty. What? I just said something, Yeah. I think that's just super fascinating if you want to look into that. But that kind of thing fascinates
That's so
me.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what then when I heard that, I wondered because I was apparently like 2 when I was eating liver and onions.
I heard you were like a 3-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah,
same
maybe.
age.
Yeah. So I wonder if I had not developed whatever, because and I don't know all the senses. There's salt, sweet, salty, but bitter I think is one. There's different ones, and
Umami.
thank you. So I wonder if I didn't have that sensation. But back to when I was
Oh
a
yeah, like if you hadn't developed like the umami
Mhm.
yet, because that's liver and onions has a lot of that.
That's what I'm
A
wondering.
little bit overpowering.
That's what I'm wondering. If that's why I ate it, because I didn't taste it completely. Because they said it was when I was little, yeah, where we lived, I was little. But for me, as a young girl, I would sit there and we had meat at every dinner, every supper, And I would say,
I'm gonna keep eating this. It's actually pretty good.
good. And I would think, oh, this was a cow. This used to be a cow. Or I would think, oh, this was a chicken. I don't think that's normal for a young child to think that. I mean,
I did.
Did you? I mean,
I
nobody
did.
told me that. But I was like, oh, that was a pig. And I just did not like the idea of it. I did not like the idea of it. But it just seemed, I didn't know about vegetarianism. And there was like, you have to combine the beans and the rice at the same time, and you have to get your amino acids right. It was all so complicated, and that's what they said. And so,
To be fair, if you do switch to a vegetarian diet, you do have to pay more attention to like making sure that you get all of your nutrients in.
Mhm.
It's not as easy to like eat healthy. Because people think that like if you're a vegetarian that you automatically eat healthy, and like
Oh, no.
it's harder to eat healthy as a vegetarian.
Well, you
than
can
it is.
you can eat crappily as a vegetarian or as a meat eater.
Yeah, you can eat crappily as a vegan.
Absolutely.
I would say it's harder though, because it's like when I just am ravenous and I just need something to eat really quickly, it's like, okay, I can make a sandwich, but then that's a lot of carbs with the bread or whatever. Whereas like I used to be able to just like grab a piece of beef jerky, you know? And it's like,
Well, and I've gone back to this.
or a piece of sandwich meat,
I
or
used to do this, and then I stopped. But I started tracking my protein, and there are apps. If you're, 'cause I have a friend that's like, oh, I don't know if I get too much of this, but they're nice apps. The hardest part is the beginning. So when I tell somebody, oh, do it for 2 weeks, that's the hardest part. But just see if you're not getting enough of this or that. And I was not getting enough protein personally. So I went back to a protein drink in the morning, really a lot of protein in it, and then didn't worry about it so much. But so when I realized that it was not that big of a deal to not eat meat, that I didn't have to do all these weird things to figure it out, the thing that, to me, why I quit, and my mantra, I don't know, yeah, kind of my saying was, there's plenty to eat without choosing meat.
Mhm.
If I needed to eat meat, because people say, well, if you were on a desert island and there, we might have discussed this before, and there's a chicken there, would you eat that chicken? I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot.
I'm not gonna starve to death and let it
Believe me. Yeah, I'm gonna eat that chicken. I mean, believe me.
Obviously, if I would have lived 100 years ago, I would not be vegetarian. Like,
Yeah.
because it wouldn't have been like, it wouldn't have been economical. It wouldn't have been really possible because it's not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
you read about it.
The reason why I don't eat meat is because growing up as an Aggie kid, and I was in FFA and 4-H and stuff, and I'm very familiar with our meat industry, and it is a very wasteful industry.
Yes.
And that's really like my main point, is it's so harmful to the environment.
Yes, agree.
That like I won't use my voting dollars to vote for an industry that's that wasteful.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
And there's many different reasons for it, but yeah, but I didn't, as far as the taste, I liked the taste of pepperoni, but a lot of the things I tasted, it was spicy, so I think it was that spice that I liked. Pepperoni I missed for years. That was the one that lasted the longest that I missed it. Bacon was the one that died out before that. I missed bacon. Not anymore, but.
A nicely, like a medium rare sirloin, like a nice one. Not like Ponderosa, but like a nice sirloin. I do, sometimes I'll like smell that like cooking on the grill, and
Yes.
I'm like, I kind of miss that.
Yes, I was gonna say that smell of charred burning flesh, I suppose. But that's
No, it's just carbon. It's actually just the smell of carbon, and
Yeah.
it is what space smells like. According
Oh.
to Chris Hatfield,
Yeah.
who's an astronaut.
wow. But yeah, I do still like that smell. If I'm going by somewhere, not that it happens a lot, but it happens in weird places. But if I get that smell of, like you said, I guess it's a good steak. I don't know, a steak on the grill. That smells good. I don't want it. I never even liked it, really. But I like that smell. So
Pammy Poodle has a couple of comments.
Okay, Pammy.
It's okay. My mom was always very concerned about me going vegan, always asking where I'm getting my protein. I think just getting enough calories in general could be challenging when you're getting used to them from meat and cheese. Yes.
Yes.
I needed to eat more than I was used to. Yeah, volume wise.
Oh.
Like, yeah, that's what I was saying about, like, I could just grab a, like.
Yeah, that was calorie dense.
Right.
So Pammy Poodle's vegan?
I think so. She also said, if human meat was my only option for survival, I'd eat it. Doesn't make me want to eat it now.
I love her. I just love her. The more I find out, the more.
It's like that, the soccer team. Oh, you don't know? Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't remember. It was somewhere in South America. Guys, help me out if you remember this story.
I think I'm going to know what you're saying.
There was a plane flight where it was a soccer team that was like going to another country to like go participate. And I think they were going to like Chile or Peru because it was like they were crossing the mountains there. And they were like, hey, you need to like leave early in the morning because like it can be really low visibility if you like get there in the afternoon or the evening. Which also like Donner Party, I believe, was also like a little bit like behind schedule. So like lesson to be learned here, if you don't want to be a cannibal, leave on time.
Haste makes waste.
So the plane crashes and a good amount of the people died immediately.
Is the soccer team?
The soccer team and like they're
But is it a cold environment where they are?
yeah, it's up in the mountains, up in the Andes, in the sno. Which is part of the reason why the plane crashed, was because they were like kind of going through a cloud and then they came through the cloud and there was just a mountain right there.
Okay.
So some of them are like wives and partners of the, but so like half the people die, and then well, you know what happens.
But you know what's bad about this is they all knew each other.
Right. Well,
If
and
you're
that's
like-
what that's what they did. They would do where it was like the people who cut it wouldn't eat it, and then they would like take turns, and so it was like they never knew who it was, and then
Oh, I didn't understand that. I thought you meant just because you cut it, you don't want to eat it. So they didn't know.
they didn't say who it was.
Oh.
They would just say, "Here's the meat."
This is heartbreaking.
So then they end up getting rescued. I think it's like weeks to a month later. It is a long freaking time before they are rescued. They had
Could
like,
have been a lot longer.
well, they like the
You hear
fuselage
about a
was-
year, you know.
right? But like there was like part of the
Actual
cargo
spring.
of the plane had like broken off, and they like went on an expedition and they found that, and then they realized that they were like not even close enough to like. So like there were like several expeditions that happened, and then finally somebody like found somebody that was like randomly wandering in the wilderness, and then they like got them rescued. Literally weeks to a month later, I don't remember. And then the rescue party came, and they were like, "Y'all are like really well, like you look like you're kind of starving, but like you're really well fed for people who haven't eaten in 2 weeks." And they're like, And then I think they like asked them like, "Hey, how did you survive?" And like one of them straight up off the bat was like, "We ate human flesh, like we ate
I
our
would do
dead."
it. I would do it.
And the one guy actually ended up being a doctor who like now I think he might be passed away now, but like he spent like the rest of his life being like a cancer doctor for like kids that were like from low income. Like these guys like. They were kind of at first like thought of as like, oh, that's creepy, but then like once people heard the story, like they were understanding, and they were like, you poor people, like how to like literally eat your teammates.
Yeah. And you know what? If you was
Yes, Buddy Morrow, Ask the Mortician did cover it. Yes.
if you were deceased, you would want
Pammy Poodle also said
you would want somebody to.
Yeah, I would.
to
If there's somebody who's starving and I'm dead, like please eat my body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please keep yourself alive.
Yeah, I can't bring myself to say that, but yes, I would want them to get nutrients and
Yeah.
yeah, because what else?
Yeah. If you're ever in a plane wreck with me and I die,
For me,
please eat my body.
yeah, I would be on.
I mean, if there's not other stuff to eat, like if you got like a whole
Frozen,
all you
had
can
a
eat
frozen
buffet,
section, yeah, then
then like maybe
no need.
right. Like I probably wouldn't want to, but I don't care either way.
But to to me, if you got other stuff, let's eat that first. But if you're
Just for like society when you get back to society.
Yeah,
For like the sake of that.
yeah, they're gonna be like, what? But otherwise,
You
yeah.
got all these peanuts
That's
here.
something. You don't have a peanut allergy. I'm confused. There's a large vault of food here.
She was dead before I ate her.
What transpired?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But no, I would want to provide that to other people.
Yes.
So-
Agreed.
And I feel bad for the people that had to do it. That's
Yeah.
but yeah. They
Also-
had to.
Lesson learned. If you're gonna go on a dangerous journey, leave on time.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like skip it and go next time.
Or, some of these you do hear about, and I'm not going to name names because the person died, so they paid the price, but if you hear that, the weather's not good, or you're not rated to fly in that type of situation, don't think you're better than that and go.
Yeah, no. Safety first.
Safety first.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Pammy said, same cannibalize me, crew.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, should we go on to number 4?
What was number 3? It's cooked and it's done. It's in the can. Number 3. Oh yeah, told you so, sisters. Yeah.
Told us out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep that to yourself. We completely understand it.
You're not an asshole so long as it doesn't actually slip out your mouth. Bye.
Yeah. You just
Number 4
just care about you, sis.
is called Am I the Asshole for Pranking My Roommate with a Halloween Fog Machine? Based on the title, I'm thinking it's probably a yes, but it's a long one, so he's got like 8 paragraphs to defend himself.
I know someone that pranked someone with a fog machine, and it did not go well. Authorities were called. Not as a punishment, but as the
Yeah, things can very much go wrong. My garage is on fire.
no, it wasn't.
Me and my
And
boyfriend.
I've done a prank that I felt very bad about afterwards. Still to this day, feel bad about.
Oh, this says this happened today, and I'd like your opinions. I think this is one of the ones that was from
this it
this
today?
morning. No, this is from yesterday. Sorry.
4 were yesterday, and the last 3 were today. You said.
Okay.
So this happened yesterday.
This happened yesterday, and he maybe wanted our opinions yesterday, but like,
October 7th.
but here we are, October 8th. So,
Okay.
I am a 23-year-old male, and my boyfriend, a 24-year-old male. We went to a Halloween shopping today. We went Halloween shopping today.
Okay.
And bought a fog machine to spook up our lawn for the trick-or-treaters. My boyfriend showed it
I
to
like that they're Halloween shopping. To you that's like, But I'm like, Halloween shopping, oh.
Oh yeah, I go every year. That's how I
Yeah.
get my house decorations for the whole year.
And I get them when they're on clearance and give them to her for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I usually do go after Halloween, don't I? Or sometimes, also that's the best time. Okay, what I usually do is I get like a little bit before Halloween, or
Yeah.
usually it's like from last year too. Like I put up the ones from last year and maybe
Sure.
get a couple things before they sell out, because like some of them will sell out. And then after Halloween is when I go and buy all the clearance Halloween decorations to put up for Christmas, because we're that family.
Well, some of it you have up all year round.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of it I
And
definitely.
I do like the Beware doormat. That's just nice any time of year.
Just beware.
Beware.
Just heads up, So we went, bought a fog machine to spook up our lawn for the trick-or-treaters. My boyfriend showed it to our roommate, a 24-year-old male, earlier in the day, as they both work from home. When I got home from work, he showed it to me and we tested it out in the backyard. It definitely wasn't one of those low fog machines, but rather a full-on smoke machine. I don't think it's actually called fog machine still, but whatever. I remarked from the living room that it looked like the potted plants in the backyard were ablaze when the fog machine was on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're serious. I used to have one. Regrets that I don't have one anymore. If you see one of those on clearance this year.
Okay. I've never seen one on sale, and I've never seen one in action. I don't think.
Oh, I used to have one at my
Just
my place where I had roommates. Like every party, we would turn on the smoke machine for a little while because it gets a little bit much after a while.
Wow.
Knowing our roommate was out getting groceries at the time, my boyfriend and I agreed that it would be funny to prank him when he got home by turning it on with the remote once he got home. Would he run out there with a towel or a cup of water only to realize that it was a smoke machine or a fog machine?
We were quivering with anticipation.
Well,
They already told him. They already told him about it, right?
that it exists, yes.
Okay.
But I think they just showed it to him inside, and then now they've got it installed while the roommate was at.
I think that's an important part of the story. He was told we have a fog machine.
Okay. There's
Just
a comment. Did I miss something?
Machine. Mortician covered it, I think. Ask the mortician. That was at the. Are they coming from the bottom?
They're coming to the bottom.
Okay, sorry. Cannibalize me. I'm hungry. What we cooking? We cooking chicken fricassee with
With fake chicken.
fake chicken, soy chicken. Very tasty. That's what we cooking. Red, white, and blue Christmas tree. Yeah, because America.
America. Why not?
I like it. I know at least one person that keeps the tree up all year round and decorates it for every holiday. Full skeleton in our living room or balcony all year long. Yep.
Nice.
That's fully spackle. Yep. I know a family that does that. I call him Roger, Jolly Roger. That extra like that extra.
Nice.
I was forced by Spatula to come here. Hello, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love her.
Yes. Did y'all tickle the like button?
Oh. If
Uh,
you want to, that's cool.
Yeah. Are we cooking meth today? No. No, we're not.
Not shake and bake either.
No, I don't know what that means. I don't know what shake and bake means, but no. We are from the Midwest, but we don't.
It's like a level up from shake and bake.
So we don't do that. We're not into that. Let's see.
Holy spackle is the same as spatula.
There's BCP. There's BCP. I don't know what that means. That's a comment.
I don't know either.
No shake and bake today. Yep, that's correct.
Oh, I think they were responding
Oh.
to Busy's crack pipe.
Oh yes, I did see that.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know who. Holy Spackle says, "I like you. I like Gamer Mom. You guys are so cute."
Aww. You're so cute too, Spackle.
Thank you.
Everybody go follow Spackle if you haven't already.
Midwest folks know about shake and bake,
We do.
and then Kentucky. Oh my gosh, yeah. And I know a guy that's from Alabama. When something he just starts singing "Sweet Home Alabama." When people do some things. I don't know about shake and bake, but I'm an older generation.
It's like when they did panko bread crumbs and they would shake it in the bag. But it's like all of the seasonings and everything with the breadcrumbs is already in there.
Oh, I know what that is.
That's shake and bake.
Okay, I know what shake and bake is.
Okay.
It came up after meth. Are we cooking meth? And then it was so I thought it was the type of drugs that they make shake and bake drugs.
I mean, I think you can do that. Like, I think there probably is a shake and bake method, but
Yeah, because you hear about it. They do. I heard of that. They do it in a vehicle because they don't want it at their house. And then I've heard of it 2 times. And then big explosion because also you don't want to do that drive. I'm going to do that driving down the interstate. Let's go a private area. Well, guess what? That's a bumpy area. So you're driving down a bumpy road, and I don't know what's involved in making meth, but you're doing that, and then
lots of volatile chemicals.
Yes, I believe you're right. And then while you're driving down a road, so I heard of that happening 2 times, and I was kind of thinking that had something to do with shake and bake.
CJ is saying that there is indeed a form of meth cooking that is called
See?
shake and bake.
See, thank you.
Ew, they do it in Gatorade
Is
bottles?
Pammy's leaving?
Oh, bye, Pammy.
Oh,
gotta walk the
doggies. Okay.
Doggies take priority party. I
Thanks for
understand.
coming. Like you all. I was born in Alabama, but I've lived on the West Coast since 3. You got out.
I have like a theory about the Midwest, and it's not even just a theory. It's a realization that I made a while back, is that everyone who lives in the Midwest has ancestors that set out on an expedition to get somewhere, got part way, and went, fuck it, I live here now.
That is not true for you. Because on your family, your Nana's family,
You know all of my ancestors.
I know. I've seen copies of the passport, the traveling papers. It was before photos, so it gave a description, a physical description of them. And this part of the country was known over there because
Okay, but what I'm
in
saying,
Germany, they came to come here because
they came to come here because there were already people settled here
Yes.
that they wanted to intermingle with and marry with and have kids with.
and they thought that they wanted to come to America, and that this part of the country was similar geographically than their part of the country in Germany.
Yes, but why were there settlers here to begin with that they intermarried with and had kids with? Because it wasn't like that person was our only grandparent.
Okay. So you think they were on
Most people have at least 4
you think
grandparents.
they were on the Oregon Trail, and they're like, this is good enough. So.
Yeah!
Okay.
There's a lot of people who did, but how do you think Independence ended up being like an actual city?
Oh, I have heard of the Gatorade bottle. And holy spackle. So do you do that when somebody does something really kind of, sweet home Alabama? Because
she said Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. This has been an awesome journey, meeting such epic creators. Happy Friday indeed. Keep up the great attitude and work. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Spackle's
Watergate,
awesome.
don't bother me. Does your conscience bother you? Now tell the truth. Yes. And the Gatorade bottle was a thing. Or 2 liters. Ooh. Oh, you'll see the bottles on the side of the road. So
I've seen them. I've always assumed that they were piss bottles.
yeah, how would we know it's from that? And is it empty
Yeah.
or is there stuff in it? If you could let us know that. Because I don't understand the whole process, really.
We don't need to know the whole process, though.
No, I don't want to know the whole process. I want to know if I see a plastic Gatorade soda bottle how would I know that had been used in meth? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, maybe it gets some type of like coating around the inside or something. Yeah.
Cherokee, lots of Cherokee. I like that. Oklahoma. Okay, now I see it. Most places. Some people call the Midwest places like Oklahoma. Other people call the Midwest Illinois. I don't know what's true. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
It's all of that.
Is Oklahoma included?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if
I would say actually probably from about Illinois to Oklahoma and then like north. So like Michigan, Minnesota, I would say are technically Midwest.
Yeah.
Ohio's Midwest.
What about Indiana?
I would ask a person from Indiana.
Kentucky is kind of just in the middle of the Midwest and South.
Thanks for coming by, Spackle.
Yes. Oh, Spackle's leaving?
Yep, break's over. Gotta go.
Look, they didn't realize that there was gold in California yet.
Yeah, they didn't quite know
St.
yet.
Louis is the gateway. You are correct. I've heard that the arch is the gateway to the west.
Which is why they talk about that it's like maybe not like one of those monuments that like we need. Not that they're gonna like tear it down, but it's like what it represents isn't really a great thing.
What am I missing? What's bad about gateway to the west?
Colonialization. Like we took their land. That's what it's representing. Is that we went and took the native people's land away from them.
I apologize. You're absolutely right. That's weird. Throw perfectly methed up bottles. Yeah, I don't know. Is there Did you see what happened to the Donner Party? Okay, it's if it's yellow, stay mellow and avoid. Okay, so that we know.
Okay,
That's
that is a
that's
good bottle.
been used by. And I have a friend whose hubs they travel in a vehicle by work, and I learned recently that they do that when the car is in motion.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought you pulled over into that. No.
No.
Because and she said you have to really be careful. You get in there and there's a bottle sitting there, because they don't always they don't throw it out the window, I guess.
Yeah, it's rude to throw it out.
Yeah, but then they get back from the trip, and I guess they're so tired. You got to search the vehicle and take those out of there.
Oh my, yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
But I did not know they do that.
Everyone does forget Nebraska. Nebraska is Midwest.
driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Cruising
so okay, gotta go. Okay, bye. I'm in Indiana. It's an okay state so far. Okay. I know people from Indiana, and they like it. They go back and visit. They like it. I don't know.
I always think of the Gary, Indiana song, and then it's like,
You can tell when you look at the bottle if there's meth in there. I don't know what meth looks like. I don't know.
I mean, crystal meth looks like a crystal, I'm assuming.
Is it yellowy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just like crystally. But they said if it's yellow, mellow on the void, so no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we are in the Midwest. Today we're in Independence, Missouri.
We are. Yes.
Here,
Midwest.
We could go outside. No, I'm just kidding. We're inside for now. We can go outside later. We can also go to St. Mary's Mission, Kansas.
Can we?
Yeah, I set that up for us if we want to do
Nice.
it. But
But Al would not go with us.
no. There's another lady there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got the fog machine. They did mention it to.
Oh yeah, we got sidetracked.
They
halfway
mentioned
through
it
this.
to the roommate. And then the roommate went out and came back, and then they think, oh, after he's in the house, the roommate might not know that there's a remote. They maybe didn't go over that when they said we got a smoke machine. So then they're saying once the roommate's in the house, we do the remote and we see what the roommate. Okay. This doesn't sound horrible to me yet.
So a little background on my roommate and me.
Mm.
I've known our roommate for about 8 years, and we've been decent friends throughout. Our personalities are different in that I'm laid back in my social life, and he's uptight. Okay, I don't know if like the word uptight, but whatever. As a result, it's difficult for us to have fun together unless I cross over into his territory and behave on his terms. Okay. While we were watching TV, he came through the door and we exchanged, "Hey dudes." And I turned it on while he was putting his grocery bags on the table. He turned around and noticed the quote-unquote smoke billowing from the backyard, froze, and said, guys, what is that?"
Okay.
I looked over and remarked, "Oh, geez." He remained frozen for a couple more seconds, and then I broke character and told him that it was just the fog machine that my boyfriend had bought for Halloween, and we started giggling. Our roommate was very upset and became emotional. He exclaimed that it was really messed up and it didn't make him feel good. I asked why, and he said, "Really? Fire? You have absolutely no idea why I wouldn't find that funny? Are you serious?" I reminded him that it was a fog machine and that it was completely safe. I was also puzzled by and thrown by his reaction, but I also took note of the fact that he told me how it made him feel, so I ended up apologizing. Although I regret not taking more time to compose myself and give him a proper apology, as from my perspective, I believe it came off half-hearted. My boyfriend and another friend who knows our roommate told me I was overanalyzing the situation and that it was a bit of an overreaction on his end. I am no prankster by any means, and this was taken up opportunistically in the spirit of October. Also, I'm of the opinion that pranks that do not physically touch or damage someone or their personal belongings are harmless. I also believe that
Could you repeat that?
I'm of the opinion that pranks that do not physically touch or damage someone or their personal belongings are harmless. I also believe that if somebody doesn't laugh at a joke, it isn't a good joke or a joke at all. In short, I am extremely conflicted. That being said, am I the asshole?
I just wanted to say I've done the prank that I feel very badly about was not physical, and it could be a bad prank emotionally, and that's what I did.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't say
I
like
feel
that's
bad.
the line. Oh, if it doesn't touch them or their belongings, then it's fine. You can still mess with somebody
It messed with
psychologically.
them, and it caused them to think that someone was in danger, and so they caused them to think that a loved one was in distress and that they could not help it, and they were very upset about it, and so it was not. It went wrong. I included other people in the
In the prank?
yeah
In the setup?
yeah in doing it set in the act of it.
In the conspiracy?
Yes, and that person took it way too far, and I was not involved at that point because I was like, okay, here's what we're doing, and then we get this response, and we go, ah, and the person has agreed that would have been, but
This other person
went way too far, and it was like a friend, and then the friend's like, oh well, my brother's here, he can do it because it'll sound better if it's a male voice or whatever. I don't know what the reason was. Yeah, and so this man that I have no idea who he even is just
Took it way too far.
And I was like, dude, how could you do that? You could tell the person was in distress. But I hired him. I didn't hire him, but
You roped him in.
I did. So whoa, way out there. But you I think it can be very damaging even if it's not touching.
Yeah.
Okay.
This doesn't sound like that bad of a prank. It was outside.
Not.
But here's what I was thinking, actually. So,
Doesn't sound that bad.
well, here's what I've been. Okay.
Wifey had a house fire when she was very young.
This triggered something.
It might have. We don't know.
Right.
But like fire, I know to this day that wifey is like kind of weirdly paranoid about stuff because of that fire that she had when she was a very small child.
Yeah. I can see that.
I think she was like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And
I know 2 people that lost their house from a fire.
well, and this was, I think, particularly traumatizing because of the smoke. Because she didn't see the fire, but she had like gone to her, because it was smoky, she went and woke up her mom. Her mom freaked out and then stood up. Now keep in mind, wifey was 3 or 4 years old. Mom stood up into the smoke and started to lose consciousness. And so here's a 3 or 4 year old child.
The 3 or 4 year old is the one that discovered it?
Yes, and is leading mom to the door.
What time of day? It's during the night?
Yeah.
And it woke her up?
I don't know if it was like the smoke detector woke her up or by the time, but it was like when mom was getting up, because in a state of panic and didn't think, okay, kneel down and crawl.
Of course.
And started losing consciousness because of the smoke inhalation, and she's choking and coughing and losing consciousness. And then, like, wifey is a small child trying to be like, okay, let's go, and she doesn't know how to, like, test a door handle to see if it's hot. And yeah, so this is a traumatic experience for her. So
Yeah.
even like when wifey and I first started dating, I used a vape that had like a lot of vapor. It had like almost no nicotine, but a lot of vapor. And like I found out, she didn't say it, but like it turned out like that was actually really triggering for her if I like would fill a room with smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And so like she actually kind of prefers that I come out here to the sunroom,
Mm-hmm.
because it's triggering.
Well, we don't
for
use
her.
that big smoky one.
Yeah, I don't use that one anymore anyway, but
That was a big smoky one.
it was.
Wow, yes. Yeah.
So we
this-
don't know.
We don't know. But in OP's defense, and I don't think you're an asshole, OP. OP knew the guy for 8 years. You would think he would have found out by then if he's like,
Although he said he was uptight, so like maybe.
But he told him quick. I mean, it wasn't like he let it go on and on.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy knew that afternoon that there was a smoke machine involved.
Yeah, I don't think OP was the asshole in this situation. I wouldn't go so far as to say that roommate was an asshole. I don't think
No, I think no assholes.
no assholes detected.
I think no assholes detected. But going into October, I think it's maybe a good warning for all of us is think it through.
Also, a little warning for us going into October. I think this is where we're gonna pull out the not sponsored item of the week.
Oh, okay. Because I had another one that they went, they thought it was funny. There was maybe they're still around, but there was a mask that looked like an old man, and it looked very authentic. And so somebody went to this woman's house. It might have been her husband. I don't know. It was somebody that knew her quite well. But they were a pranky group. They're the same ones that had the smoke machine. And somebody thought it'd be funny to, they had an extremely large garage, and they had equipment in it, and it was like a super sized garage, and detached. And somebody thought it would be funny to put the smoke machine in the garage and crack the door.
So it looked like they were having a house fire.
Yeah, in this big garage. And they called
They called the fire department, sure.
authorities, yeah. And so that didn't go well. There was one time that they hid something because they were joking about it, and then they thought, oh, it'd be funny, like at the one's business. And he called the sheriff. He said item was stolen, and it wasn't. They just moved it as a prank. They were a pranky group. Yeah.
That's the type of thing where it's like sometimes it can just go too far.
Yeah, and then the old man one is someone went to her door with this old man who was knocking on the door. She did at home daycare. She babysat. She's a woman in a house with young children. That's scary.
Yeah, you don't prank somebody who's watching kids.
I mean, she's banging on the door. Not just that they're old, but it's like somebody you don't know just banging.
Yeah.
So I think that's a warning, is be careful with your pranks. Try to be safe. Think of how they're gonna land. And I think too, you know what? All 4 of those, the person was not there when it hit. The smoke machine, the missing product, the guy at the door could have stopped. Forget that one. And the one I did was over the phone. And I wasn't there to stop it. So maybe be there so you can say, okay, it's done.
Done. This guy did.
Which Opie did.
Immediately.
Yeah. You just didn't know. I think you're right. There was some type of trigger that it set off.
So this is our non-sponsored item of the week, just because I saw that this one had to do with the fog machine, and I was like, yo, Halloween's coming, and like people do like to, make jack-o'-lanterns and stuff like that. So this, as you can see, it's mine that I've had for a little while, because it's got the little bat sticker
And
on
it
it.
still says good.
Yep. If it does go like where it needs a recharge, you can get most of them recharged. Some of them are just disposable though. This one is a recharge one. But do check them like once a year just to make sure. This one also comes with, you can actually take it off of here and like hook it on the wall. I haven't done that because I have plaster walls here, so like.
What do you mean check it once a year? How do you do that?
You just check this.
Oh, okay.
And then some of them will have like an actual tag on it that'll have a date. So you don't want it to go past that date.
Right, that's what we always had at work. They always check that date every year.
But you should check both if you have both.
Yes, and I think there's places you can go that'll check them for you.
Usually you can just look at it.
I in my mind, I think there's sometimes that is not accurate. But I don't know. Because I had inspections every year at work, and the guys tell you horrible thing. I know. But yes.
So I recommend getting at least like what's called a kitchen fire extinguisher, which it'll do like if you have like a grease fire or something. A lot of like the really like low end ones won't do like a grease fire. It'll just put out like normal fires, which like there's nothing wrong with that, but like basically I like to keep this one at the entrance to my kitchen, not all the way in my kitchen, because the idea being that if there is a fire in the kitchen, I don't want to have to get closer to the fire.
You want to get out.
To get the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
And I also like to have them in bedrooms because again, this isn't going to put out, like if it's a whole house fire, it's not going to put out the fire, but what it will do is it will get you safely to an exit. It'll put out the fire on the way to the exit, enough for you to get out.
Yeah.
So like I said, I just happened to notice last night that this one had to do it with a smoke detector, and I do, like to do, a smoke machine, and I was like, we'll just throw in a little bit of fire safety while we're at it. So that's my not sponsored product for the week. I forgot to switch over to the not sponsored screen, but
I agree.
If you have a product that you would like to see featured in this segment, and we can actually call it a sponsored segment, you can email me or my mother at I am OpheliaHartwig@gmail.com, or you can email my mother at what is it, Savage
I
Mama
have no
Hartwig.
idea.
It's SavageMamaHartwig
I've
@gmail.com.
not access to,
I look at it every week before we come on here, and you're like, I don't know, I don't have access to it. It's like,
But
it's not like people are like emailing you and they're just like building up in there. There was one email that was condolences when your mom passed.
oh, that's nice.
I've told you about it like 3 times.
You told me I had an email, but I didn't know it was I didn't remember.
Okay, yeah, that's probably more accurate.
I was
You know, it's
It's a
stress.
stressful time,
Yeah.
so thank you. And you probably did tell me that and I didn't remember it, so thank you.
Bunny Mara says there's a fire extinguisher in every room of my house. I
Good
love
job.
it. I love it.
Good job, buddy.
I love it. My parents had a huge out-of-date fire extinguisher in the kitchen. That's fun to like go play with in the driveway and then replace it.
Yeah, you can bring them and they'll redo it.
They will. Yep.
There's a fee involved, but
Yep.
there's companies that's just what they do.
Oh, thank you. True Monkey said I have a cool name.
Yeah.
It is a family name. All right, so are we moving on to?
Yes, it was an unfortunate event. I don't think,
We already gave a judgment.
okay.
I was.
I
Just
just
gonna
don't
move on
want
to
them
the
to
next
feel bad that because I don't think you would have seen that one coming. It seemed like.
I don't think that this guy was an asshole. I think it was actually like a pretty innocent prank.
I think it was.
And I do appreciate his rule about like not touching the belongings or touching the person. I think that like you said, there's some instances where you're not doing those things and it still can be harmful, but I do like that is like a general like dead rule to start with is like, no, we're not touching that person's belongings.
Yes.
Like, I
Yes.
love that.
Yes, I agree.
It sounds like you were like a relatively like safe prankster person and not like this group that like gives people emotional trauma.
We were pranksters.
Also, they said that it was like mostly just in the spirit of Halloween and that they're not pranksters all the time. So I think that might have been why, like if you were somebody who pranked all the time, like your friend might have not, your roommate might not have even fell for it. So I get that.
So the meth would look like crystal quartz, and when we looked in the bottle, we would be able to see. Here he is.
Yes. I gave her a thing with the chat this week. That's what she's like.
Yes, I've not had access to this before, so bring it on.
She actually came a little bit early this week, and I pulled it up on her.
Yeah. Oh, so you read all those. Okay.
Yep.
You did that. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Number 5 was just posted this morning.
Number 5 was just posted this morning. If you're on Twitch, you can type !AITA 5, or if you are on YouTube, you can follow the link in the description to pull this guy up. But I will show it on screen. It's another one that's kind of long, so I know that they like sometimes get like cut off and we're kind of in front of them, so that's why I say that. But this one is called, saw this one this morning and I actually had to like take a minute after doing it because I was like, I just by the title, I was like,
You had this
Mhm.
in the title?
Am I the asshole for taking my liberal anti-gun brother-in-law's son to the gun range? Now, full disclosure here, I am somebody who used to have a conceal and carry.
And we don't know.
We are gun owners.
I'm not. Not true. I
I
own
was going to say, I don't know that you're a gun owner.
the BB gun.
I have seen long guns in
I don't
a certain
know.
closet.
I don't own them. Who owns them?
Does your husband own them? Because he does not seem like somebody who should be owning a gun.
Maybe I'll make a note of this. Look into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I used to own a conceal and carry. We have long guns.
we need to know details about the age and what was the kid like, I'm gonna do this, and so the uncle's like, well, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna have to be safe about it. So-
Yeah, I stopped myself from reading it, and then I needed to take a break. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
are you like trying to read it?
No, I'm trying to read the title. I can't read the others.
I read it. Am I the asshole for
I wanted
taking
to
my
reread
liberal?
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that easier to see? It's also in your email on there if you want to see it full screen.
Really?
Like this.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
So my brother-in-law is extremely liberal and hates guns. In fact, his Facebook feed is a lot of anti-gun shit. I love you call it anti-gun shit. It's just anti-gun posts, but okay. I'm pretty sure that he would probably call some of your posts shit, but you probably wouldn't. You wouldn't feel nice if he did that. So okay, moving on.
Yeah.
He's also involved in a lot of other left-leaning causes. Okay. I'm more conservative and I own a ranch, and my brother-in-law and his wife wanted to do some charity work in Ethiopia and couldn't bring the kid, Daniel, a 12-year-old male, with them.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I respect the work that they're doing, and they're really helping a lot of people out, and I think they're really good people, even if we disagree politically. Awesome. I wish that I could, like, that there were more people around here that were like that, where it's like, hey, you know what, maybe we don't agree on politics, but, like, we can all agree on that, like, we want to make the world a better place for our kids and grandkids, and, you know? So that's cool. They asked us to watch him for a few months, and they said to teach him some important life skills on the ranch. That I did. Taught him how to use a lot of wood cutting tools, herding and feeding the animals, milk a cow, catch fish, and clean them, etc. Those sound like some good skills. That's, we always had a rule at our place that, like, if, like, for fishing and stuff, it was like, if you kill it, you eat it, you know, so, like, we had to, like, learn to clean it and stuff like that. It wasn't just, like, your dad cleaned the fish, like, we had to learn how to do it. I don't know the name of this gun. I'm gonna probably mispronounce it. I recently bought a surplus M1 Garand. I don't know if I said that right. And my nephew saw it. He really wanted to try it and talked about how he'd always wanted to use one. He's really into World War II history, so I'm assuming that it's like a historical gun from World War II. Whew, I was really reluctant. Well, that should have been like your first sign. But why not show him how to use it? He's old enough to use a gun. When I was 10 when my dad taught me to use one, and I had friends who were shooting at age 7. Again, I don't know what an M1 Garand is. I'm gonna like look it up. Sorry, I just.
This is causing me to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with this, with what's going on. I'm very appreciative of this and taking a kid for 2 months, but it's the nephew, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Garand, I think is how it's pronounced, according to this.
what is it?
It is a long gun, a rifle.
Okay.
And it's still used by drill teams and military honor guards. So it's like kind of like a historical rifle from World War II. And it doesn't look like anything that's like.
Not like a semi-automatic.
No, it's just
an old-fashioned.
I mean, it is a semi-automatic rifle, but it's like a 30 caliber. Like it's not. It's not huge. Okay. It's not like armor-piercing rounds type of thing. Okay. I taught my nephew how to load, shoot, and clean it, and I had him work on his accuracy, even got him to shoot accurate enough to pass the Boy Scout rifle merit badge. Assuming it hadn't changed, you need, I don't care. My nephew was so happy that I let him use, my M1 and my AR-15. AR-15 is also semi-automatic, but this is a much more high-powered rifle. My brother-in-law, however, is fucking pissed, saying how immoral it was for me to let him use killing machines, and that I didn't ask him first. Yep. That's the key right there. Is that you didn't fucking ask him first. Consent.
Communication.
This is a child. This child cannot consent. Okay,
right.
You need to ask his parents, like,
Yeah.
whoa.
And you think that's old to learn how to.
But
That's
also-
your opinion. That is not. I do not think a 12-year-old.
But also, that was his parents' choice. That
His
your
parents.
dad taught you that.
Yes.
Your dad taught you that. This child's dad has not been asked.
Does not. What we can pretty much assume does not. He's
We-
liberal and he hates guns.
And, well, like, yes, you could assume that, but even, like, you didn't ask.
Right.
You didn't ask.
And we know he's in Ethiopia on this mission. I have relatives that go to Ethiopia every year. They can get word to them. I mean, it's not like they're on the phone every night, but you can get word to them.
Yeah.
If it's,
You can send an email.
Yeah.
And say, okay, well, we gotta email your dad and see what he says. You know, we'll email your parents and, you know,
Listen,
maybe
yeah.
I'll teach you how to load it and clean it.
No. No.
You don't think so?
No. You don't touch that thing until the dad says.
That's a good
okay.
point. That's a very
You
good
do
point.
not touch that thing.
That's a very good
And
point.
you might
You
not
could
be able
maybe
to-
give them a book on it.
You might not be able to email the people I know. They had to. They were out in the. There was no email where they were, but somebody would check on them like weekly and get word to them and stuff. So I'm just saying, you might not even be able to email dad. You might. Let's get a message to dad.
With satellite phones nowadays, it's not really.
Well, a lot of these, if they're on a mission, they don't have such things. The people I knew didn't. Okay.
The ones that I do, do, but okay.
Because they didn't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So,
No.
to be fair, he did tell me to teach him life skills. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know that he's anti-gun.
Yeah.
Brother-in-law is pissed that their only son wants to go shooting and he wants to join the Marines and do the same thing that I did. Oh my gosh, yeah, no. Ugh. I told my brother, regardless of his views, that he should be supportive of his son. If they no longer talk to me, Daniel apparently really wants to come back to my ranch. Yeah, well, you done fucked up, and now you're not going to have a relationship with your nephew as a result.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So congratulations.
You crossed the line.
You crossed the fucking
crossed the
line.
line. That was a line, and you crossed it. And thank you for saying you take on the to watch the kid for several months. And thank you for teaching him milking a cow and whatever all you do on a ranch. That's nice.
Exactly,
But
buddy.
you knew he hates guns. It's on his Facebook, I believe you said.
Yep, that's Buddy Morrow says, it sounds like OP knows that the brother-in-law wouldn't approve and did it anyway. Yes.
Yes.
Either
Yes.
way, it's never okay giving literal children guns, especially semi-automatic guns.
Yes. Yes. You don't give him a BB gun unless his parents say it's okay.
Yeah.
I think what do you call that? Slingshot's okay. Personally.
Probably. A slingshot's probably okay. But yeah, my judgment for this one is like, you are the raging asshole.
Yeah. You're well,
Would you agree with that?
I would say your behavior is so totally asshole-ish.
That's, yeah. To be fair, that is what my sign says.
I'm just.
My sign says you're acting like an asshole.
You are so acting like an asshole. And then oh my gosh. And you're trying to, I really, this, I don't know how long we've been doing this, and this one's got me.
I told you I had to take a break after I read
None of
just
these
the title.
None of these have gotten me before, like this.
And this is, I am a person who owns guns.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a person who used to have a conceal and carry. Like, I
This is
moved
a
states and I didn't
child.
renew it, but like,
This
Yes.
is a child. And you think, I don't know, you were born where, I think you said 7 and 8-year-olds shoot guns?
Yeah.
And 10-year-olds is normal? Oh boy, that's not the general.
I think I learned BB guns at like 12 or 13. And like, we used in our house, we used a BB gun to learn gun safety and to learn marksmanship and all of that. And
Absolutely.
then later on introduced, but it was like, once we had already like been seen to have established good safety practices, then we were allowed to be supervised with an actual firearm.
Such an asshole.
You remember that song, that country song a long time ago that was like, I want to shoot her in the butt with a BB gun? and then fall down in the tall grass and laugh about what I done. That's how I feel about this guy. I just want to shoot him in the butt with a BB gun. Let me know if you guys have ever heard that
You
song.
can really pump them pretty, you know.
Let me know if you guys have heard that song. If you're familiar with it, it's really fucking country.
Wow.
I feel like that denotes how country I grew up.
I just,
I know that song.
I am not over this guy.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
And he's
And he's
like,
acting like a jerk.
and he's trying to defend.
He's acting kind of fucking self-righteous.
Yes, he's acting self-righteous. He taught me to teach him life skills. You know what, sir? You don't need that life.
That's not a life skill.
That's not a life skill.
It's 2021.
It's
Shooting a rifle is not a life
21.
skill.
You can live your entire life without shooting, knowing marksmanship
Yeah.
and all that for a rifle.
Yeah.
Hello. No, sir. Oh.
Yeah. Buddy Morrow says he could have taught gun safety without putting a gun in a child's hand, too. If the kid really wanted to learn. Yeah, get him a book on gun safety. Get him a book on the M1. Like, so that, because it's a historical rifle, like, it did, I mean, I looked it up really quick and was like, oh, wow, this looks like an interesting rifle, like, with, you know, historical relevance. And if he was really interested in the M1, like,
Yes, it did say he was interested in the M1.
yeah. So, yeah.
The M1 was a gateway gun because then he's letting him use
An AR-15.
an M1 and an AR-15. And OP, you gotta know, wherever you're from, you're saying, oh, this is normal. You know this is not everyone's normal. You
It's
know
not
that.
everyone's normal.
You know it's not your brother-in-law's normal because you quote, know he's liberal and hates guns. So F you for crossing that line with his son.
Yeah, it sounds like you don't actually respect his political views
No.
at all. You kind of had me in the first half where I was like, okay, we're respecting each other's political views.
No, we're not.
Then we're not.
You're not. You were doing the exact opposite of his beliefs. The exact opposite to his child. To think that through. A child is to be protected, not to be exposed to things that the family says is that they do not want them exposed to.
Right.
Oh my god.
Dr. Meme says, I'd rather make restrictions on ammo types since it's getting ridiculous for citizens to have. I mean, I get that.
That's fine, but what we're saying is this person's. I know I butted in there.
I feel like at this point, it's like, even if it was a freaking 22, you should have had his parents' permission.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
That is exactly how I feel. I feel even if it was a BB gun because of the parents are so anti-gun. I'm sorry, you can pump a BB gun up and it can do some damage.
Well, yeah.
I found that out.
She killed the squirrel. She killed the squirrel.
I did not mean to kill the squirrel.
Well, kinda.
No, I did not.
You went to deter the squirrel.
I went to deter it. I was going to hit it in the butte and tell it, not worth climbing up here on my deck to get sunflower seeds. Not worth it. Just go elsewhere. And mistakenly, well, it was closer than I thought it would be. Because
And she pumped the heck out of that BB
I
gun.
pumped the heck out of it because I tried so many times to get that squirrel, and he was quick. I mean, he was off and running, and so it was a distance. So I was like, okay, this is how far he's gonna be, she, when I get my shot. And he wasn't that far, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of close. But I did take the shot.
Was it the setup that I had for you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that setup did not work. I mean, it was a good setup,
Oh, okay.
but he was too smart for that. Actually, this one was dumb. I think this was like a cousin that came to visit. Like, oh, let's go get some snacks. Because he was just like, he sat there too long.
This channel that I watched that, like, she's Irish, and she had this one video where she was like, when your American cousin comes to visit, and it was just like,
Oh, I bet that's funny.
because we're dumb, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Americans are kind of dumb,
Mhm.
alright? Like, the thing about American education is that nobody ever tells you you're dumb. Like, that was a dumb thing to do.
Yeah. No.
No one ever does that here. And so
No.
like Americans grow up just thinking that they're like above average intelligence and like, no, we're not.
You're right. You're right. I would like to clear up now that it has been put out there that I killed a living thing.
This is the one time that we broke the kill it, you eat it rule, but she did feed it to the wildlife.
I fed it to the wildlife. I took it down where there's coyotes and all kinds of wild animals because I didn't want it to go to waste, and it was consumed.
Quickly.
And
I
and I felt horrible about it. And
feel like you're trying to like justify, and you don't need to justify
I
it.
to myself I do because I felt very badly about it. Because I just wanted to get
She was trying to feed the birds and keep the birds healthy for like the, you know, the whole season and the,
yeah. I kill mice though when they come into my house. And
Yeah.
I'm unapologetic about that.
well, yeah.
They come into my house.
You don't eat those either.
No. Maybe I should start putting them down
You should
there.
throw them down. Yeah, you should.
Okay,
If you throw them in the trash, you should not do that.
you're right.
If it's something that has been alive in the time that you have been alive, it should not go in the garbage.
Good call. I will do that.
Just that's a good general rule of thumb. That's my personal rule of thumb is that if it is an item that was alive since I've been alive,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't go in the garbage.
Hmm.
Because that's organic matter, and it shouldn't go in the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just create methane that will seep up and cause more atmospheric problems.
Right.
Bunny Morrow says, I have a conceal and carry and went hunting as a kid with my uncles, but my parents always consented for me to go on those trips.
Great.
And as an adult, I consented to carry a gun. Exactly. It's about, like, adult consent. Yes.
Yes, absolutely, Bunny.
Also, I didn't start hunting until I passed gun safety classes when I was 14. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And if the parent wanted to do exactly what this guy did,
Fine.
I'm
No problem.
okay. I'm okay.
Or if he was just like, okay, you know, if he's interested in it, go for it, but like, please be safe. Cool. But yeah, the fact that like he was against it, you knew he was against it. Even if you like, you didn't get consent. You didn't get consent, and that's really the crux of the matter. Trio Monkey, Dr. Mean says, I would like an AR and a decent 9mm pistol of some sort. I used to have a 9mm. That was my conceal and carry weapon. It's a little bit like larger for a conceal and carry, but it's if you're like concerned about a safety weapon like this, it's a good size for safety. I have never really shot like any long rifles besides just like small caliber long rifles that we have at our house, so I don't really know much about those. I had a CZ. I really liked it because it was very easy to clean, and it was just like a good, it never misfired. I also had a Taurus for a while, and that thing was a pain in the ass. I would not recommend that, but the CZ I loved was a 9mm. Exactly, my dad had my permission to teach my son about guns and take him to classes and take him hunting, and my son was an amazing hunter. Yes. But yeah. Exactly.
Yes, and I talked to my brother at one point because my son
he had your permission.
Yeah, because my son was wanting to get into hunting, and his dad was not into hunting. So I mentioned it to my brother, but my brother really didn't want to take that on, and that's fine. But he didn't want to.
He was like, he wasn't okay with the responsibility because that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, he was
It's
not.
very much a lot of responsibility.
He was not. But and there was a friend.
I was gonna say, was this before or after that there was a gun accident of an acquaintance
in the family.
Oh. Good point. I don't know.
Because I'm thinking if it was after that, I would have been like, no, I'm not teaching your kids.
Yeah. And my son did go with a friend and the dad. The three of them went on a hunting expedition.
And you made sure
It's
that there was
a deer hunt. I mean, not like they were out, getting buffalo.
but you made sure that there was going to be safety covered.
I checked
and
all that, and this gentleman knew that he could talk guns to my son. That was clear.
It was you gave consent.
And my brother, who was a very big hunter, when he was young, my dad was, believe me, not into the guns, and
Can't imagine that. Sorry.
and so they enlisted the help of a friend that was into guns, and I think he didn't have, I don't know, but he's like, yeah, I'll take the guy with me. And the first deer that he shot was with this man. But he had the consent of my brother, who was older than 12, parents to take him to go hunting with him and do gun stuff. Consent. We've said it. I'm sick.
I feel like
I'm anxious.
this is also, I feel like, gonna bring up another story, but Bunny Morrow said, my mom killed a ground squirrel in cold blood with a shovel when I was a kid. That's when I found out we were country. I don't know if you told the story.
I think I told him when we were talking about it after my mom passed, how passive she was, but that she was a strong, independent woman.
She was a strong, independent woman. There was a snake one time. I'll just give like the 10-second recap. And my Nana chopped that thing up with a garden hoe, I believe. Like, wail on it. Yeah.
She did more than she needed to. And
Overkill.
yeah, the term overkill. And I was not in school yet, not even in kindergarten yet. And I was like, I couldn't believe my mom.
Do not get on your mom's bad side.
I couldn't believe she had the gumption, and she was out in the wilderness. She was a house person. She was not an outdoorsy person.
She was country, but she wasn't like in the country.
She'd been raised that way, but yeah, but she went
She
out.
was raised in the time where like women don't sweat.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it was like, if you are out in the country, then you're like uncivilized. So it was like, she was country, but she was like civilized country.
Maybe she rose above it, because we do have pictures of her with the cow and she's barefoot.
Yeah, exactly. That
The
was
cow's
she.
like a pet.
But what I feel like is she was raised that way, and then she's like, I'm moving out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And like she didn't really move anywhere away.
I'm
but
moving up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like she was a little bit of an elitist. I'm not gonna speak ill of her head, but like there were some things about her that were like, she maybe thought she was better than some other people sometimes.
She did still like to go barefoot though. We'll say that.
She did still in the house.
Yeah. We don't know. She never went outside. But she did go out and she went after that. So yes.
Yeah. Amaro's Moon's great grandmother killed a boar with a hay fork.
What?
She also smoked a pipe, and she sounds like a woman who smoked a pipe.
I like this. Who is this?
Boar? Amaro's Moon. She's one of my Discord mods.
Wow. A boar. Those are.
They can be really big
and aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you like the kind of they're in?
Yeah.
Wow.
They can be. That might have been why she killed it with a hay fork.
Yeah.
Don't you mess with my kids!
Wow.
That's so cool.
That is a woman.
That's so cool.
That is a strong woman.
Bunny Morrow's uncle taught her how to shoot a double-barrel shotgun, and I still feel it in my shoulder to this day. I love that.
Yeah. I like that. A little kickback, I guess.
Yeah, it does have a little kickback.
Yeah.
One more question before we get to the next one, or one more comment rather.
Mm-hmm.
Rose said the boar was charging, so she threw the hay fork and jumped on a tree, and the boar ran under her and then keeled over. So if she hadn't jumped up in that, she would have gotten trampled.
Wow. So she threw it like a spear. She chucked it at it.
Apparently. That's so cool. Your great grandma sounds like a freaking superhero.
So cool.
That is so cool.
And she could have just run up the tree.
Right, yeah. Then who knows how long she'd be up the tree waiting for the boar to, if they're aggressive, but I mean,
but she was guarding where the children were around. Do we know that?
I don't know.
Did we assume that? Okay.
I just assumed that.
Wow.
Because it made it sound.
It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That's
badass.
That's some lineage there.
That's some badass shit, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that was around if you have photographs of her, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you got pictures of her.
I mean, I have one of them up on the wall.
Yeah, she sounds like a badass.
Like,
she's a badass bitch.
Yeah. I'd be like, you know.
She's also a badass
That's the
bitch.
tree I
Just
fell.
like,
That's
yeah.
the tree I fell out of. And I'd be like,
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
wow.
My mom's a badass bitch. All right, number 6.
Number 6.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not asking my maid of honor what she had in mind for my bridal shower? I feel like this is a like segue.
What she had in mind? Okay. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, yeah, we're going from guns, but weddings, you know, when you look at them, it's just a wedding. But when it's supercharged.
You're right.
Supercharged.
Yes, who was it that said charged? Oh, I think it was like the first one that we did today. They were like, is this charged?
Yes, I like the word charged because you're right. It's like people are emotionally invested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months out from the wedding, and I assumed that the bridesmaids have started planning a bridal shower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, you could ask them. You know what happens when you assume.
That's your, I know I'm all about communication too, but they're doing something for you, so you're not supposed to. It's kind of rude, I think, to say, "How's that party going that you're planning for me?"
You can say, do you have everything that you need for the party?
That's nice. I like that. That's nice.
I mean, you can just say, you should ask. I had not been asked for ideas or if I had anything specific in mind.
Okay.
Okay, well that's kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes it just. Is this what did she say? Is it a shower or a
Bridal shower.
So I contacted the maid of honor and asked if I could give ideas of themes that I liked. Said maid of honor then retorts that she feels as though I did not trust her to throw a proper bridal shower. I leave it alone and accept that I do not have a say in planning the bridal shower.
Okay.
Well, good, because it sounded like they got it covered.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mhm.
Me and my mother go to look at multiple venues as my mother would like to get an idea of what a bridal shower costs. Wait, why are you and your mother looking at multiple venues?
for a bridal shower?
Yeah. That's at first I was like, oh, they're still looking for a place for the wedding? No. As my mother would like to get an idea of what a bridal shower costs.
What does your mother care?
Oh, apparently she's paying for it. That she will be paying for it.
The mother's paying for it?
Should be like the maid of honor.
Maid,
I feel like.
the maid's paying for it.
Yeah. But okay.
Where we live.
Yeah. She also wants to look at venue options. You just said that you were looking at venue options.
Okay.
Whatever. We ask prices and how things are done. We do not book anything or decide anything as the planning is left to the bridesmaids. Okay, little weird, but like, okay, no asshole moves detected yet.
Yeah, but you know, I have an issue with you're paying and they're planning.
That is a little.
That can go dreadfully wrong.
That's just bad planning, though, in my
That
opinion.
can go dreadfully wrong.
Fast forward to a week later, maid of honor asked me for a list of venues I like. I mentioned a few, making sure not to show favorites, as planning is not up to me. Okay. I mentioned the places that I have seen, and the list gets narrowed down. Fast forward to now, maid of honor sends me a screenshot of a venue where she inquired prices, and said venue informs her that we had already inquired on prices with them. Maid of honor assumes that I was planning my own shower behind her back and proceeds to tell me that she thinks I should plan my own shower.
Oh.
Like,
plan your own shower.
If you're gonna be this up in my business about it, you can plan it yourself. I get offended, tell her I love her, but I did not need the stress from her right now, and that I had done nothing wrong and had planned nothing. She is reluctant to believe me. My mother has to end up calling her to convince her of our innocence. She tells me that I'm being a biatch. She actually spelled it biatch.
Maid of honor.
The maid of honor tells bride, you're being a biatch. Maid of honor ignores me for the rest of the day, sends me a message the next day about her being under a lot of stress and me not making things any easier. Yeah, she's also under a lot of stress. Everybody's under stress.
Yeah.
Tells me that it bothers her that I had not asked her what she wanted to do for the bridal shower.
She did. She said you offered themes. She called her.
Tells me she tells me that it bothers her that I had not asked her what she wanted for the bridal shower. She didn't ask her. She just said, hey, here's some things I like. She didn't ask her.
Okay.
So am I the asshole for looking at venues and not asking my maid of honor what she wanted to do for, and then she capitalizes, my bridal shower. Yeah, because you're not the one who's freaking planning it. If you want her to plan it, don't bother.
But if the mom has to pay for it.
So then mom talked to maid of honor.
Oh, good point. You are absolutely right. Because mine, and I didn't ask nothing. We were in a don't ask, don't tell, that's how it was. Where I'm from in that day. And it was at my mom's house. But the two bridesmaids,
She only had two, if you don't remember from all the other times we talked about her wedding.
The two, they were behaved as adults and spoke to,
Should I go now?
yeah. The two, quickly,
Where are you going?
she needs to use the restroom. The two bridesmaids that I had, only two, they were acted as adults, and in deciding where to have the shower, they thought of my mother's home, which she did have a very large living room, and they spoke to her, I assume, because I was not involved, and they had it at my mom's house. I don't know who sent out invitations, I don't know who did any of that. I kind of think my mom bought that cake, because it just seemed like her, something she would pick out. And the little figurine on it could be kept for memorial purposes. So yeah, they worked with my mom. So yes, if this, yes, I'm seeing it now. If this mother of the bride was to be involved in paying for the venue, I've never heard of that, but then these ladies could talk to her about where should we have it, what do you want to pay, what do you have in mind, because they are giving the shower. That's what I don't understand why the bride is even, I guess you could ask ideas, but I don't, yeah. So oh boy, so the question is, am I an asshole because, I've lost the question, because, what is the question? Is she an asshole for what?
Am I the asshole for looking at venues and not asking my mother or my maid of honor what she wanted for my bridal shower?
Asking what she want. It's between the, I've sussed it out. It's between,
Try monkey, Dr. Beebe said, make shotgun weddings great again.
yeah. Enough, there's so many moving parts to these things.
Yeah, I feel like weddings are just like so much.
My God, they were so much simpler 30 years ago.
I've never had one. Mine got canceled, but like, if we do like a ceremony, like, oh my God, I need just like so much planning.
I don't. Things went sideways here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that there were assholes involved. I don't know that any of them really were.
It sounds to me like everybody was just up in their feels.
Yes. And I think personally this is an awkward setup where the bride is expected to pay for it. But, and why isn't, now maybe they live in a different place, but my girlfriends knew my mom. They could speak to my mom easily.
Especially if it's the maid of honor and the like, at that point I feel like if you guys didn't know each other, like, exchange numbers.
Yeah.
Become Facebook
I mean,
contacts.
any wedding I was in, I knew that the mother, the bride, and
I heard my toe running.
I'm sorry, but thank you for running. Yeah, I feel the maids of honor should have spoken to mom and left the bride out of it. That's,
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's the thing, I don't know their customs.
I mean, I just feel like if mom was like worried about like how much is it gonna cost and that sort of thing, should have just been like, here's maid of honor's number.
Yes.
And so talk to her about like how, you know, if you've got a limit or whatever.
Yeah, because I do have a friend, and her daughter was the maid of honor, and she was planning something for the bride, and they were picking this tea room, and it was so expensive. expensive. And the mother of the bridesmaid was just saying, think about this. This is a really expensive. This is going to add up. You sure need to, you want to do this. So somebody needs to be aware of the cost. But well,
It's not purple anymore, really. I mean, it's a little purplish, but like, you guys can't see it. I think they chipped my distal phalanx. Yes. Yes, day before yesterday.
Possibly yesterday.
I think it was day before yesterday.
Okay.
I don't think I broke it. I think I just chipped it.
My verdict:
What's your verdict?
no assholes detected.
Okay.
Communication.
Yeah,
This
I
falls
agree.
under the communication.
Everybody's just up in their feels a little bit too much.
Yeah. And really, I'm sorry, but to make a more educated decision on this, I need to know your cultural.
Background, makeup, something like that.
No.
Traditions.
I don't know what the tradition is in the area where you live. I know there's places where they have hen parties, I know there's places where you do this, and this. I don't know.
A hen party is a bridal shower.
But see, that's what I'm saying, it's a
It's a
type.
Hindu.
Yeah, it's a type, it's where they, I don't know.
Oh, it's like, I always just assumed like a Hindu and a stag do were like bridal shower.
See, as that to me, that was a bachelorette party. That was where you went out and partied. That was not where you
I
did
forgot that
gifts.
there's two separate ones.
Two. There's the bachelorette party where you go out and get a little drinksy.
I forgot that there's two separate ones for a lot of people.
I don't think I had a bachelorette party. I don't think there was one. I mean, we partied enough. I guess we didn't need it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We really didn't need a special.
We didn't have one either.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that's what the Hindu was the party for the girls. But those are big now. I mean, they go on trips. They go, they go to other states. They go. They're big things.
Mm-hmm.
In our day, it was when you went down to the local bar,
It's true.
and you're like,
Oh, it's a little wasted. Last time we're gonna be doing this for a little while. For you to ball and chain, keeping you home.
Right.
Let's go out and drink and flirt.
Apparently in Vegas there is a drive-through chapel where you can just drive through and get married. Sounds awesome.
Absolutely.
No, but there are people who absolutely love having like a big ceremony.
Yeah. But then,
I think wifey maybe wants a ceremony after the panini passes, but
I remember my cousin and at her graduate, there was some reason, I believe it was her graduate from college, there was some get together where, because they were from different states and the people were all at a hotel together. And so they had a chat, okay, who's paying for what and who's doing this, and I thought that was
good.
that was proper, it was all put out there.
Nowadays you could have like a Facebook group and then like make it invisible to the bride and groom, and then you could discuss who's getting what gifts, and you could coordinate your gifts and all of that.
Good call.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
All right, so number 6 is no assholes detected.
Correct.
Everybody just
And we got-
and we do have a number 7 today.
And we have 5 minutes.
You want to do it in 5 minutes? Can we do one in 5 minutes?
What's-
I think it's one that I kind of know what your
Let's
opinion
hit it and
is.
get, let's hit it and get it.
Okay. It's a long one, but by the title, I was like, I'm pretty sure I know Savage Mama's opinion on this one.
Okay.
This could be, it's called, Am I the Asshole for Guilting My Sister-in-Law for Selling a Gift My Brother Got Me? This could be pregnancy hormones, but my brother recently left a job where he had to use healthcare-related funds/savings before a certain date or he would lose it. After he had his family choose what they would use, he still had a significant balance. He offered to purchase some baby-related things for me, including 2 high-cost items that were dream items well outside my budget. The items shipped to him, and during a visit, he gave them to my boyfriend and I, but we were in the midst of moving closer to my brother, so I asked if he would mind storing the items for us, since we would be settled in Colorado within a few weeks. Fast forward to when we were finally able to visit. Once we were ready to go, I asked my brother if he could get the gifts for me. He then told me that his wife had sold them, but promised to buy them again before our baby is due in January. Realistically, I don't see that feasible. My brother recently quit his job to start a new company and things haven't picked up yet. He has no interim income. He doesn't have a work truck. He doesn't have credit. Right now, he's broke. I can empathize with that, and I don't want to be upset because I'm sure that they needed the money. This also means that there is a possibility he can't replenish those items. How can I expect him to buy almost $1,000 worth of items when he needs to do Christmas for his children? Well, that's understanding of you.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel completely hurt. I don't see them changing beyond their means lifestyle or making personal sacrifices to make ends meet. She's had a history of spending them into major arrears and doesn't work herself. Maybe that history is making me biased, but it feels opportunistic to avoid personal struggle by selling my items that were already gifted to me to be held there because they're family and I trusted them. When I confronted her, she turned it all around on me for guilting her about selling them to put food on her table and that she was so broke that she was surviving day by day. She didn't even apologize. To me, a hurtful action is still a hurtful action, even if it was out of desperation. Am I the asshole for guilting her by confronting her? Should I have just understood that she needed the money and kept it myself?
Oh, can you read the title? Because I was looking at I was trying to multitask and it didn't work.
Am I the asshole for guilting my sister-in-law for selling a gift my brother got me?
And she's calling it guilting just because she approached and said, I don't like that you did that.
It hurts my feelings that you did that.
I don't think that's guilting. I think that's saying I don't.
It sounds like the sister-in-law got a little bit up in her feels also. It sounds like they're having financial issues and, okay, they might have financial issues because of their own choices, but that doesn't negate the fact that they are having financial issues.
And they have children.
And they have kids. So, like, I get that it's, like, frustrating because it's like, oh my gosh, like, if you would, like, get a part-time job instead of, like, spending 20 hours a week shopping, I'm not saying that is the situation, but, like, I can see where it'd be like, oh my god, this is frustrating.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, that's your family, and it wasn't like, it was a gift. It wasn't like, oh, I'll, pay for 50% and then your work will pay for 50% and then, it's not like.
And didn't she say they were not necessary items?
2 high-cost items that were dream items well outside of our budget. We don't know that they weren't necessary items,
So
but
it
might
could have been like a crib, but he got the extra nice crib.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Upgraded it.
Yeah. It might not cost $1,000 to replace them, but it was like $1,000 worth of items.
And it might be something that needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
It might be something that they need. It might not be.
Right.
Whew. Oh boy. What a pickle. I feel for all of them. I don't think the wife should have. I wonder how the brother was involved.
He was the one who ordered it from work.
Right. But how was he involved in the selling of the items?
No, it doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like it. So I think this wife, at the very least, should have talked to her husband about it, the brother of the OP.
And we don't know, maybe he did okay it and say, yeah, you know what, it's been a month, it's been sitting there, go ahead and sell it.
But that was not mentioned.
Yeah.
Very least, she should have talked. This should have all been chatted about.
Mm-hmm. It should have been discussed.
Come
When are you
vacation.
coming back to pick it up? When is, when are you guys going to be settled? Do you have a general idea of when you're going to be able to pick it up? How are we getting it to you,
I
etc.?
feel like she said 2 weeks.
We will be settled in Colorado within a few weeks. Fast forward to when we were finally able to visit.
We
So I
don't
don't
know
know.
how far that was, how long that was.
Right.
So if it's a year later, then you shouldn't have left your stuff there. Oh, wow. That is just so complicated because
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this complicated when I read the
it's a
title.
gift, but
But it was already given as a gift, but it wasn't actually physically given.
and then I'm thinking, well, he didn't pay cash for it, but he had that cash. He could have used it for something else.
And he could have used it for something that would have been more easily sellable. To bring in more cash for his family.
Ooh, yeah. And he could have used it for something that his family could use. He chose to use it for her. Yeah, and did they get, you know, pennies on the dollar for it? You know? Oh.
I think this is another one of everybody up in their fields and nobody's really an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, some people maybe, like, played some asshole moves, but, like,
Yeah, I
I feel like they were minimal asshole moves that were played.
yes, I agree. And the basic thing is, she was given a gift, these people were storing the gift and they sold it. And I know you are not an asshole for saying, boy, that kind of stings that you were storing an item for me and you sold it. I don't feel so good. Yeah, no, you're not an asshole for that. In fact, I'd get it out because,
I wouldn't, like, rage on her,
correct.
but yeah, I would just be like, hey, just FYI, this upset me. Because, yeah, you don't want to just, like, wait on you.
Because I know people, family members I've heard of, you know, I've actually heard 80-year-old people say bad things about their sister-in-law when they were first married. Seriously. That was a long time ago. So, yeah,
I mean, my sister-in-law, when they were first married, like, she's a different person. Not a different person, but it's like, we have a different relationship now.
right. Yeah.
And there were some asshole type moves that I was, you know, like, okay, we're family, you know, we're gonna,
Yeah, we're going to get through this.
yeah.
We're going to go through. So I think good, no, you're not an asshole for saying it. Now, I don't know how you said it, you know. And you were like, hey, bitch, you shouldn't have sold my stuff.
Yeah, I think the word biatch was in there, but I think it was used the other way.
The other one called her, or was that the previous?
You're right.
That was the previous.
You're right. That was the maid of honor.
Yeah, because there was a wedding involved in that. I don't think anybody called anybody a bitch.
Hopefully not in a derogatory way. If it was like in a positive way, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no assholes detected. You're not an asshole. You just tried to discuss it, or you tried to tell her how you felt. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were hurt.
Yeah, and you had every right to be hurt.
Yeah. You had $1,000 worth of stuff just poof, gone.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
And was I right that they're baby items? Yeah, they're baby items.
I'd like to know what they were.
Also, they did mention in here about Christmas for his kids. I'm not going to knock anybody that does do like a big thing for Christmas for their kids. I decided a few years back that my Christmas gift to everybody is that they don't have to buy me a Christmas gift because I'm not buying them one. And it has changed my life. I love it.
These are little kiddos. They maybe want something.
What was that family that we knew that like they were pretty well off, but they were like, you get 3 gifts.
Yeah.
Baby Jesus got 3, you only get 3.
That's what they said. Yeah, that's what they said. Baby Jesus got 3, you get 3. Yeah.
You're not any better than baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Which like I'm not religious, but like I do find that like
Yeah, I liked it.
I like it. It's cute.
Yeah.
And it's like it puts a limit on things. It's not like this like oh my god. Like Amber Lynn when she got Destiny all those oh my god, that whole thing. She had like a living room full of presents for her girlfriend.
The pressure.
Well, and it's like at that point like you can't even appreciate that many gifts.
You're right. I mean, you say that about kids, but you're right.
You really can't.
Yeah, go for quality, not quantity.
I
Well, whatever. People can do what they want.
I concur.
People can do what they want.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, do what you want. Do what's within your means.
Yes.
Because I think that's really the main issue for me a lot of times is I see people that are like spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on their kids for Christmas and they're putting it all on credit cards. And it's like you guys aren't even gonna like pay that off until like September.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be buying it all again.
Yeah.
For, you know what I mean?
And
It's
I
just like-
don't blame this sister-in-law for getting a little irritated because she sees them in financial distress, and she sees the sister-in-law buying, overspending. So that's frustrating.
But again, it's like, it's not your budget. It's their budget. I understand being frustrated, but I
Because-
don't think that like blaming the sister-in-law for, well, she spends all the, she's got, I just remember there was something in there about like, I don't see them making personal sacrifices to make ends meet. She has a history of spending them into major arrears. It doesn't work herself. Like, first of all, if they decided as a family that she's not going to work, like that is not your place to say whether she's going to work or not.
Work outside the home, yes.
But like, whether or not you see them like making personal sacrifices and stuff, it doesn't mean that like that's their financial situation.
Okay, but here's what the only thing I'm going to say is she kind of got pulled into that when they sold her $1,000 worth of items.
Mhm.
So that's how she.
But it's still not her financial situation. It's not her financial situation. The situation that she's in is that somebody gave her a gift and then somebody took back that gift. Those person's financial situation shouldn't play into it. Like, yes, I understand being upset. But like their financial situation is their financial situation.
I understand. I just think there's nieces and nephews involved, and I think you're gonna feel for the kids.
Yes, you're gonna feel for the kids, but like you don't put that on the kids. You don't put that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's
I
like,
agree.
that it's like, I mean, I'm trying to think of like something like stupid that my brother is, but like I can't think. But it's like if they do something stupid, it's not like, okay. For instance, my brother started a business, shut down. I was like, I thought it was kind of stupid for him to like invest all of that money into a business that like he didn't really have like a whole lot of like work history in and stuff. Like he spent a good amount of money on a vehicle and everything, and I was like, that's kind of stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if like there was a situation where like, oh well, they weren't, that they needed help financially or something like that, I wouldn't be like, well, you shouldn't have bought that van for work. That doesn't factor into it.
You're right.
Even though, okay, it's kind of stupid that he has the van, he doesn't need the van anymore.
Gotcha.
That's not. All right, she's getting another call, so we should sign off.
Well, we're over. We're just a little over.
Yeah.
We're just a little over.
I'm gonna scroll back down to the bottom because for some reason he's.
Yeah. I think we're.
Buddy Morrow says I have a good excuse because I'm Jewish, so no Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like it.
But yeah, I do think we're gonna sign off.
Okay. And communication is the point here.
Communication, I feel like, is the key every week.
There was one week that somehow wasn't.
There was one week where it was just like, just be nice and be understanding of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, those are, I feel like,
Yeah.
are two
Be nice.
usual takeaways.
And not, yeah. But you are correct. It is almost always communication. Communication. Yeah.
Let's go back outside real quick. It's nice and fresh air.
It is nice. We're out in the town, I think it's the town square.
Independence.
Independence, Missouri. Missouri, I don't know.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Is it Missouri, Missouri?
I don't know.
I've heard it both ways, and I've heard it both ways from Missourians, which I feel like is always pronounced Missourians. It's not Missourians.
We should maybe look up what does the governor say he is? He's the governor. Like a person higher up, would they know
That might change, depending on who's governor.
That's what I'm saying. Would it? I didn't know if there's this is the official pronunciation. I don't know.
I feel like it's already a mispronunciation of a native tribe, so
Oh, it's a tribe?
the Missouri Indians, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I always learned that those were the Missouri Indians. But I think that Missouri is a mispronunciation of their original tribe name.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it was closer to Missouri. I don't know.
Yeah, before they mispronounced it.
Yeah.
But that's where we are. Independence.
And Independence Mo.
Mo. M-O. And you know that. It is M-O.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
Thanks
and
for
hanging out.
coming and all that nice comments.
I did link the original recipe for the chicken fricassee that like Pig gave me, but again we didn't really use it, but it is there.
Oh. And the grandma scared the guy away. She scared a creepy guy away. Yeah.
What?
A grandma scared a creepy guy away. They're
I
saying that
missed
one
that.
grandma did the boar, but then another grandma, there was a creepy guy and she scared him away from her grandkids. So as she said, grandmas are no, what did she say? They're no joke.
Grandmas are no joke.
They are not. Yeah, they're like
They're a force to be reckoned with.
yeah. Because there's Mama Bear and then
There's Mama's mama.
yeah, yeah. There's Grandma Bear. The old one. The old one that has less to lose.
Yeah.
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 And fed up. More fed up and less to lose. That's the Grandma Bear.
You are a grandma bear. I love it though.
I know.
I love
I
it.
know. I've not been forced into action yet.
She hasn't had to stab a wild boar with a pitchfork.
And the worst I did was the dog, my grand dog, brought a squirrel up. And I disposed of that. But that's about it so far. But who
Oh my
knows?
gosh, can you hear the neighbors?
Don't put a note on their door.
He has like a shop out there. He's probably just throwing shit in the truck or whatever. Oh, there's stuff flying off of the roof into.
I see stuff flying. And we hear banging. So we should take cover.
We don't need to take
No,
cover.
we're fine. We're in a safe place.
Yeah.
No.
Also, those are like definitely the neighbors that I would trust to protect me with an AR-15. Just saying.
Mm. That's a good point. Yeah. If people are gonna have it, we'll be friends with them.
Be on the right side of that barrel. We'll be on this side of the barrel.
Yeah. Maybe you're left, maybe you're right, but you can be on the right side of the barrel.
Right?
Yeah, you don't mess with the people with a gun.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good neighbor.
He is a good neighbor. They are good neighbors.
They are good neighbors.
They are really good neighbors.
Yeah.
They're both good neighbors. The other side is the chickens.
Chickens and guns. Oh! Chickens and guns. Oh.
The chickens that I barter with. That I think these
The bartering chickens are over there.
Hey, look what they gave me today.
She gives the chickens things like zucchini rinds and
I gave them frozen grapes that had gone a little bit bad.
those look bigger than the other. Are they getting bigger?
No. Well, they are. They are. They're not the oldest chickens. They're still growing up.
And I didn't know that they start out young. I think they start young, but I didn't know their eggs started out. I thought by the time they did eggs, they were the same
No,
size.
they're like the first ones are like
Really?
Yeah.
Just something like that.
like you remember like the gobstoppers? Like
Yeah.
it's like a big gobstopper.
Oh,
Like that's how big they are.
Cute.
And they're kind of round at first too, like more round shaped than egg shaped.
That's interesting. Huh. Learning about chickens. Good for them.
And sometimes they get double yolks.
That's a treat.
As long as you're not like watching your cholesterol.
Like, dang.
I just wanted the white out of this one.
So many yolks.
All right, I never know how to end these.
So
I used to like do like a thing where I just like trailed off and like went on a raid, but now I actually have to like do like an ending. Oh, like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications so that you know every time that we go live. Every time that I go live, you already know what time we go live. It's Friday mornings, 10 a.m.
Central
10 a.m. Central.
U.S.
I think that's the only central time zone. Is there like a Central European time zone? I could be wrong. I don't know. But yes.
Time zones.
Yes, 10 a.m. Central, and then I am going to be doing another live stream this weekend about just like with the whole, when I was like researching stuff with the Gabby Petito case and stuff, I just realized like how many missing people there are right now, and I was like, I want to do like a stream where I just like show pictures of people who are missing right now, and then I like was overwhelmed, and I decided to narrow it down to just children that are missing right now, and I have I think 5 or 6 to go over. So I want to do that either tomorrow or Saturday. If I have the energy, I'll do it tomorrow, but sometimes it just takes a lot out of me to do the research.
Yeah.
There was one, actually, that's why I said 5 or 6, because I think it was 6, and then when they found her. So I was like, yay.
Good.
But Orrin and Orson West, who their birth names were Classic and Sincere, they are still missing out of California. There is a girl in Hawaii that is missing. There is a child in North Carolina that went missing with his mother. There are just several, so I just wanted to bring awareness. So got that one coming up here pretty soon, and yeah. Besides that, I'm probably gonna stick to doing Amberlynn Reid live streams. I feel like she's making baby steps. I feel like she's making baby steps, and as long as she's making baby steps, I'm gonna be like supportive of that. So, yeah. Not that she hasn't done awful things, but baby steps. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Gotta do it.
All right, I'm